and say there's nothing to see here. The way that Dover, he has got 0% concern. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't. It doesn't make sense to have zero concern, especially when there's been an athlete that's dealing with the same type of injury to the same ankle. Even if it's on the other side, it's the ankles. And as a player, in your head, you're always going to have in the back of your head that, man, is my ankle going to get messed up again? And you're trying your hardest to make sure that it's ready to go and that you're rehabbing it the right way. And sometimes things happen and it happens to you. But if it happens to you over and over and over, that's an issue. And so although I'm not at an all-time high in concern because I do know that this is a physical sport and things are going to happen to you, it is a little bit concerning knowing that Bo Nix continues to have ankle issues, and it can derail us from another chance for a Super Bowl if things go wrong for Bo.
Like, do we realize how rare and unique of an opportunity the Broncos had hosting the AFC Championship game against a team that you know you can beat when you have your quarterback?
Z, we're human beings. We take everything for granted.
We
take everything for granted.
Like this idea that you're going to be in the spot. Sean just talked about this. He just talked about this to Trey Wingo. You're not guaranteed of that. That was a really, really big deal. And so, like, the idea that, like, you know, it's in an effort to be dramatic. Like, wait a second. What? Step back. The Broncos just lost out on a trip for Super Bowl 60. That's a really big deal. And so I and then you have the second surgery that no one saw coming.
And that's the concern right there.
No one saw coming.
The second surgery comes around no matter, even if it's a cleanup job. In a cleanup job, you still are under the knife. They put you under so that they can clean up whatever's going on, bone fragments, whatever the case may be. And then when you're done, you recover, you still have to rehab for a month and a half, 2 months. And that's exactly what Bo Nix is doing. That's why he's not available during OTAs right now. And that's why Sean's saying we may see him week 3 of mandatory minicamp where he might throw the ball around and run here or there in a couple drills. So, yeah, it's a concern that he had a cleanup job and he has taken a step back because of that.
Yeah, and that's like, again, am I saying that Bo Nix is never going to play? No, of course not.
He'll play week 1.
He's going to play week 1. He'll be ready for training camp. Yeah. Like, and again, I'm the guy saying, like, I don't need to see Bo Nix in mandatory minicamp. Like, no, like, come on. If he's even 95%, I don't want to see him. He's that important. And I feel like my tone when talking about this, which admittedly is on the further end of the spectrum of concern, it meets Bo Nix's importance to the Denver Broncos. They were just wandering for a decade in the quarterback desert. They finally found a franchise quarterback. He can play. Bo can play. Because you have some people who still believe that he's not.
Hey, that's naive. That's naive talk right there.
Bo Nix can play. Bo Nix is a dude. And that's why it's so concerning to me. And so, again, you know, everyone's got different thoughts on this. But, like, if you just lay out the evidence the way that we just did in the previous segment, again, because we're having this conversation again, it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
I think it's a number one question in Denver sports.
It is, but actually actions are speaking louder than words when it comes to the Denver Broncos and what they're doing. What did they do? They brought back everybody for a reason, to protect Bo Nix, so they don't have to reteach an offensive lineman or a tight end to protect Bo Nix. They know what they need to do, but also going out there and adding Jalen Waddle. Why are you adding that explosive receiver? So the ball can get out of Bo Nix's hands faster, so that when he takes a step back, he knows that he can trust his offensive line, hit Waddle or Cortland, and stay healthier. If he's running around for his life, he's going to get hurt at some point. That just happens. That's what happens when you're running around as a quarterback trying to throw the ball and people are landing on you. So they did little things, subtle things to help out Bo Nix, and hopefully Bo Nix will take advantage of the receiver, trust his offensive line, and stay in the pocket long enough so that he doesn't have to run around everywhere, and so he can stay healthy so that we can try to get back to talking about a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, and it's hard to reconcile, like, the actual play. Like, the play was the most innocuous play like there could be. It looked like a nothing burger on a football field. All the stuff that happens on a football field, it was a nothing burger. This is where you draw the line from that innocuous sequence that resulted in a derailed trip to the Super Bowl, and you draw that line straight to the orthopedic surgeon saying Bo Nix was predisposed.
Yes.
This was a matter of if, not when. And for some reason, that makes other people feel better about this. Like, what? That it was inevitable? Bo Nix is ankle injury was inevitable.
Well, and I think that's why Sean put it out there, because he thought that people would say, okay, like it was going to happen no matter what.
Right.
We're okay.
Big picture, that made me feel worse about this. So again, I feel like, and again, admittedly, my tone is further to the spectrum than almost everyone at the station and in this market. But just do not act surprised. And you'll never, like, it won't be some I told you so.
Well, you said it with JK, and what happened next?
Okay. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I remember it. It was the trade deadline. Before the trade deadline.
Yeah, it was before the trade deadline. I'm saying, guys, we should be aware of this. This has happened over and over with J.K. Dobbins. They should try to make a trade for New York Jets running back Breece Hall. And then after it happens, everyone unanimously agrees. Can't believe they didn't, trade for Breece Hall. I was like, hold on a second. I was saying no one else was joining me. I was hearing about wide receivers and tight ends that they need to add. I'm like, no, you need to fortify the running back position. And you can make an argument that even if Bo still got hurt, maybe they do still beat the Patriots if they had Dobbins.
Because you have a run game.
But they weren't going to beat the Patriots without Dobbins and their starting quarterback. And so I just like I want the record to show, yes, I am raising my hand. You want to call me an alarmist? That's fine. You want to call me dramatic? That's fine.
That's who you are, ZB. We know it.
I'm good. I promise. I'm good. But I am being genuine. This is not manufactured. It's really important. He's the quarterback of the Broncos. And what the latest sequence that just happened was massively important. Okay? And then what was said after the injury from Sean Payton, didn't happen by accident. He's quoting the orthopedic surgeon. He's predisposed. And then a couple months after the surgery, Bo Nix needs another surgery. Bo Nix is going to miss the offseason, which we were told this is not the timeline that we were told after the initial surgery.
He was supposed to be going right now, right?
Correct. So I don't understand how you could just be sitting here saying 0% concern. Now, you don't have to be with me. Very few people are.
But I don't know who else is with you.
But and that's fine. I'm very comfortable here. But what I'm saying is I don't understand the mindset of Dover and others who say 0%. That's the one thing it can't be. You want to be 5%? I'm like 70%, right? I'm very concerned. But I just don't understand the mindset how it can be 0 when you lay all the evidence out. Like if we physically had index cards and we built a streamlined okay, what is a roadmap of how this all happened and how did we get here and the things that were said by surgeons? I don't understand why it can be 0.
Because for a lot of people, they don't care. All they care about is Bo Nix being able to play right now. They're in the now. They're not thinking of week 2, week 3. They're not thinking about somebody saying predisposed and this may happen again later on down the line. All they care about is the moment. That's it. But that's human beings, like I said earlier. That's all we care about is the now, what's going on now. Never thinking about what this could cause later on, or if somebody has been doing things and it's a trend, then maybe you want to take a step back and think about things.
Right.
It's the issue.
And there's a literal phrase that, what is it? Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. What's after 5?
A double pattern.
And someone said, all Bo needs to do is tape his ankles up. Everything should be fine. Dude, he's been taping his ankles up since high school. Man.
It's
Come
mandatory.
on. Yeah, I was going to say, everyone has to tape their ankles.
Your ankles.
All right. I didn't think that we were going to be back on this again, but that's sort of where we organically started with our crosstalk.
Rub some dirt on it, Bo. You'll be all right.
And he is going to be fine for now, but it's about the big picture totality, long-term, 10-year, $250 million commitment. That's where I'm feel more anxious about. That's all. Okay. I said we were going to get to it. I lied. Something has changed behind the scenes with a certain Denver Bronco, and it could be a sign of things to come. That's next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
If you have to deal with pain that causes you to struggle climbing stairs, can't kneel down, or even raise your arms, that means you don't play with the kids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without exhausting pain. Hey, it's Mike Evans, and I'm here to celebrate what you can do. And that's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing, not bracing for the next jolt of pain. It's gone. They've moved on, back to living their lives. You've heard me talk about the team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have been through their game-changing regenerative treatments, done right in the office. No missing work, no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms down, the pain backs off. And they love hearing from you, how we here at The Fan help you dig out from under that long list of can'ts and get back to living your best life. So go find out what you can do. It's a good life out there, folks. Go live it to the fullest. Let's get rid of that pain starting now. The consultation's totally free to see if you're a good candidate. Call 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, are you shaking a maraca?
No, I'm shaking the pill version of Ozempic, which no one should ever do except in ads like this.
A nice disclaimer.
Hey, thanks. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets, 9 milligrams, and Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Spring dust, pollen, and debris clog Denver's ACs. Fix It 24/7 Spring AC Deep Clean removes buildup. First-time customers pay $39. Look now at fixmyhome.com before summer heat hits.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, shifting gears here. And someone says, damn, Zach, chill. Dover's just rage baiting you and it's working, LOL. I said, maybe. Maybe.
Josh loves to do that, though.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Who cares about the Pro Bowl? All right, now.
Oh, that was a trigger
exactly,
for you.
Now I'm getting involved in this.
Yeah, you're going to piss me off today. Oh, my God. Good stuff, man. So I want to shift gears here. Something has changed behind the scenes. Update on the stadium, by the way, top of the hour.
Yeah, big time.
Update, and
interesting.
I'm telling you, it's not good. Now, it's not. It doesn't mean it's sky's falling and it's doomed, but the update today isn't good. Top of the hour, I'll give you some details. All right, something has changed behind the scenes with a certain Denver Bronco, and it could be a sign of things to come. Man, you tell me, how big of a deal is it that Marvin Mims, in a contract year, just switched agents?
Woo-wee, ZB, that's a huge deal. The same reason it's a huge deal for Payton Watson.
I knew you were going to mention it.
Mr. Payton Watson, when it's time for you to get paid, you want the right guy, right agent that's going to fight for you and have the relationship so that you can get something done. So obviously Marvin Mims, who has been with a certain agency for the first 3 years of his career, he doesn't feel like that agency is going to get it done for him. So what does he do? He jumps ship. He starts calling around, talking to some different agents, maybe a couple of teammates that have the same agent that he has now, and he feels more comfortable, and that's why he's going with the agency he is, which I want to say is Athletes First.
It is, yeah.
And so maybe it's because there's an agent in there that has a great relationship with George Payton.
Maybe.
And so now it's easier to get a contract done and negotiate a contract. Or if you can't get a contract done, you want an agent that can represent you the right way so that you can get a trade to a team that's going to extend you, that's going to give you the bag, and has a vision for you. So for Marvin Mims, obviously in the back of his mind, or in the front of his mind, I should say, he wants a contract extension. He wants to get paid, which all of us do. All of us want to get paid when it's time to get paid.
That's right.
And so that's why he's changing agencies. And it's a big deal because if something doesn't get done, we may see someone like Marvin Mims get traded in camp in the middle of the season if they can't get an extension done for Marvin Mims.
So that's where your head goes
yes.
to. See, and I'm the same way. And obviously, I've never been a professional athlete, but studying the landscape of things for the better part of the last 2 decades doing this job, in a contract year, when a player changes agents, your antennas should be firing out of your head. And I've never heard of the Belenji group. Have you ever heard of the Belenji group? That's who Mims was with here. And as you mentioned, his representation is now Athletes First after moving. We have found out really within the past 48 hours, call it. And also worth noting, Marvin Mims, speaking at an event earlier this offseason, said that there were no negotiations happening with the Denver Broncos. And I just don't think those two things are disconnected. I think they're very connected. I think that if no negotiation is happening into during the offseason as you're heading into and by the way, it wasn't one of these like, no, it's not happening now, but I know we'll get to it. That it wasn't that. So if there's no negotiation happening that we know of and he's changing agencies, it's just one of these things where we're going to be monitoring this extremely close.
He's trying to spark a conversation with George, maybe Sean, hey, gauging where they're at with Marvin Mims. Do they want him back? If not, cool. Find us a trade partner. I want to be a part of somebody's vision. If I'm not here and you're not going to extend me, then we got to get things done.
But that's
the players.
No,
that's what I would do.
I got you. And it makes sense. But like when you say vision and Marvin Mims was Sean Payton's first draft pick.
But he was never, although he was his first draft pick, it seems like he's never been actually in Sean's vision as a receiver. See, that's the issue right there.
But
I believe Marvin Mims wants to be a receiver.
He
wants to
does,
be viewed as a receiver,
definitely,
right?
and that's what's going to make him money.
Exactly.
But you don't take someone in the draft 63rd overall to be a kick returner. That's the ancillary benefit of his skill set as a wide receiver.
Yes,
you drafted him to be a wide receiver. He has flashed as a wide receiver. Flashed pretty bright. I mean, you think of the Bengals game, you think of the Bills game.
Explosive plays, EB.
Oh, my gosh.
Explosive plays.
But they haven't been able to even find the second cousin of consistency. It's been a conversation for 3 straight off seasons.
And somebody might be out there saying, well, Marvin Mims can't run routes. He runs well enough to get open. He's explosive enough where Bo Nix finds him for a 30, 40-yard touchdown. You mean to tell me you can't come up with more plays?
Right.
That can showcase Mims' athletic ability, his explosiveness, especially when you want to win games. A lot of it, I believe, is on Sean. And Sean, for some reason, his vision isn't Marvin Mims on a daily basis of being that receiver. He's just a gadget guy. Which, if I'm Mims, me personally, and I've been in situations where I had to ask my agent, hey, dude, should we move on? And it was with the Broncos. It was in the middle of the year. I was having a decent year, my 3rd year in the league. Melvin was there, but then Melvin had that incident, so it just was me again. I started to heat up. I talked to my agent, and I said, hey, man, can we try to get something done? He calls the people up at the front office. They said they don't want to get something done right now. Well, the trade deadline's coming up, and so I'm talking to my agent, well, should we move? Like, if I'm not in their plan and they bring in Melvin, I got to get out of here.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's what Marvin Mims is thinking.
Me too. And quite frankly, I think he'd be within his rights to have his mindset like that. Honestly, if we take a step back from the Broncos, as a team, and obviously, we want this club to go to the moon, right? And you're not going to get better as a football team if Marvin Mims walks out the door. But also, if the Broncos are not going to extend him, and even if they are, it's tricky to try to, what kind of box is he in? Who is his profile? Who is his comp, right? That's and you know this, right? With the Falcons running back for you, it's like they're going to come up with a comp for you. Like, his comp, I'm sure at this stage in the game, is not who he wants it to be, contractually and financially.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a comp for him. If he would. If they would have done the right things with Marvin Mims,
but they didn't,
and they didn't, he could say, "Well, I was more like a Deebo Samuel out there, right? Where I could be moved around, a receiver, a running back."
But he doesn't. He never had that opportunity.
No.
Therefore, he hasn't produced like him.
And see,
I think of like Isaiah McKenzie.
Oh, I feel like that's disrespectful.
No. Not here. The version in Buffalo when he was returning kicks, when he was involved in their offense. He had like a season where it was 2 years ago. It was like between 400 and 500 yards. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where Mims has kind of lived there. And that's not a perfect analogy. I just thought of that. So, but I'm sure if you're Mims, you don't want to be compared to Isaiah McKenzie.
No. And look at me. I said it was disrespectful.
Right. So, and I'm sure there's a better comp out there just off the top of my head. So this is an interesting situation.
Would you extend Marvin Mims if you're George?
Yes, I would try, but I'm sure I'm nowhere close to what they're looking for. And it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? You don't have a lot of production to point to, but also they haven't featured you in the way that you would think the 63rd pick would be featured. So it's like, you can go round and round on this one. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go, but here's what I do know. I think him changing agents and him saying a month and a half ago that there was no negotiation happening, I think they're connected, and I think it's something that we got to monitor.
Mims wants to get paid, he changes agencies. But also, we've talked about there's a trend here come camp where the receivers like Tim Patrick that gets traded away.
There you go.
All right, Bailey that got traded away during camp.
Yep.
So during camp, that's exactly what we're going to be focusing on. What's going on with Marvin Mims? How is he interacting, reacting to certain things? Because if there's negotiation talks going on and they're not going anywhere,
right?
Maybe Marvin Mims shuts it down, and you can tell by his body language if that is the case.
And I'll tell you another clue to watch out for that is way beneath the surface. I'll share that with you here in just a second. Also, this week we'll hear from Joe Sakic for the first time in a long time. What do you want to hear? And do you find it interesting who won't be there with him? That's next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Next up, North Glen. June 12th from 2 to 6 at the Glen Bar and Grill.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Brendan Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Denver Deck Builders has been building the highest quality decks for over a decade. With me is their owner, Ron Gibbous. You use only the best materials to handle all of Colorado's elements.
At least 90% of the time, our customers want composite decking, which is warranted for 30 years. So it's not going to rot, it's not going to freeze, and it's going to look good. And we use a custom rail builder that fabricates them in a shop, brings them, and installs them on site. So they're stronger than any rails that you can buy from a normal lumber yard.
Start dreaming about your outdoor living space. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro. is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, this week we're going to hear from Joe Sakic for the first time in a long time.
I'm over here pop locking.
Oh, dude, this was my jam. Are you kidding me? This is like one of the best beats of all time. Truly.
Oh, man.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Genius level, obviously rapper, but like when it came to making beats.
Creative. He was so creative.
That's how he got into the industry. He wasn't a rapper. He was far from it. They wouldn't let him behind a microphone. He was creating beats, and a guy named Jay-Z took a liking to these beats. And I mean, half of the Blueprint and the Blueprint 2 album and the Black album, I mean, those were all Kanye beats. And then next thing you know, he's in like freestyle sessions and like, whoa, he can kind of go. And just believing in yourself, work ethic. I think he's gone a little cuckoo here in recent years.
You know that.
But at the nucleus of why we know him was a beat maker. Okay. So we'll hear from Joe Sakic for the first time in a long time. What do you want to hear? And maybe just as relevant, do you find it interesting who will not be there with him? How about this? So we're going to hear from Sakic on Thursday, all right? And this is going to be the latest end-of-season press conference in team history. All right, so it's unusual that we're this far removed from the end of a season. It's going to be like 2.5 weeks away. It's often 2 days after the season ends that they do this.
Everybody went on vacation, Z. That's what it was.
Yeah, but Super Joe's still on the grind now, back in a general manager role. I mean, this whole thing is like really interesting.
He has to love it, right? He just has to love that he's the new general manager once again.
I believe not. I believe not. And it's just funny, and I have to mention this too, like, and I'm not taking a shot, so no one.
That means you are.
What's going on? And I'm sure someone will interpret it this way. But the fact that Joe Sakic is doing an end of the season press conference in the banquet room at Family Sports is like
by himself.
Wow, like you couldn't do it at Ball Arena in like the atrium. It's in the banquet room at Family Sports. Like, okay.
They'd be like, kids, quiet down. We're trying to listen.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Turn the video games off.
I just had to mention that. But Bednar will not be with Sakic. And typically, if a coach is coming back, it's a sign of unity, strength. Hey, we believe in Jared Bednar. I'm saying it with my chest, with him right next to me in front of all you media members. We believe in Jared.
Just point at you, Z. But all you guys, but specifically Zach By.
Well, I just, how interesting do you find it that Bednar will not be a part of this?
Z, very interesting. Like, to me, I'm sitting here looking at it like, why wouldn't you have your head coach that you believe in side by side with you? Why are you going into this meeting, this press conference by yourself pretty much? We don't know if Josh Kroenke is going to be there. So if it's just Sakic, what does that look like and why? Why is Betsy not right there with you answering these questions? Because you're a team. It's not just about the players on the ice. It's about the front office being together. Like you said, it's the unity. And right now, Bednar not being there, I'm starting to kind of question things too, Z. You're starting to have me on another side, on the ropes, really, because why? Why would you not have your head coach there? Unless, this is where I have to bounce back off the ropes and throw another punch at you. Unless they're in talks of a extension, it's not going well as of right now, and Sakic said, you know what, go ahead, let me finish this press conference and finalize everything here, and then we can start talking about your contract moving forward. And that's why Bednar is not going to be there attending it with Sakic.
Yeah, maybe so.
That's my thought process, man.
Maybe so. I would say this. I think that if Bednar was getting extended, I think the likelihood of him being there would go up. And again, I'm speculating. And look,
Even if they're in talks and they're not on the same page.
Well,
during
well,
their
that's
talks,
that's different.
you
That's
know,
different.
it can get dicey.
No, for sure. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world, but I do. I think it's interesting, and we still don't have any update on the contract front. Beyond that, though, beyond the Bednar stuff, is there anything that you're interested in? And I want to throw this out to our listeners, too, on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043, as well as our YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. Is there anything in particular you want to hear from Joe Sakic?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I'll ask him, and I know he might lie to us, but I'm like, you've been in this situation before. I'm pretending you're Sakic.
Yeah.
You know, you're not as handsome as him, but I'm going to pretend.
Or accomplished.
I don't think any of us are. But I would ask him, you used to have this role, and when you were in that chair as a general manager, you won a championship. You did. Not Chris McFarland. Now, Chris McFarland was your right-hand man side by side. He helped you out, but you were the general manager. Do you have that same fire that you did when you won that cup? Are you going to be the general manager moving forward, or is this just something you're doing until you can find the right man for the job?
Okay.
Too much?
No. I think it's fair. It looked like he had plenty of fire when they showed him on camera and he was watching his team.
Boy, my man was pissed.
He was. And you want to know what? That, for me, actually doesn't mean everything, but it means something. Like, I was pretty put off by Sean Payton after they lost the AFC Championship game, and he was there 48 hours later and light and joking around. And it's like, hold on a second. Like, what?
Because he was already, in his head, he was already defeated, though. You didn't have your quarterback.
Yeah, well, that's not what he said. He said, like, there's something to this guy. Watch out. Watch out were his words. He wasn't defeated. He said, watch out.
Come on now, you know.
I don't think so.
You're trying to rally the troops.
No, I think that he believed in his heart of hearts that they could still win with Jarrett Stidham.
So then why so light after getting beat? And it wasn't even a ass whooping. Like,
No.
you could have won the game.
Well, that's a good question. I'm not a psychiatrist, but if you have a real heavy hand in that loss in the way that Sean Payton did, maybe it's just a human reaction to, I don't know, diffuse, deflect to a certain degree, something like that. I'm not sure. But Sakic, there was no lightness to him when he was watching his team the back half of that series. And so, I don't know.
Does he have the fire? I mean, you're president. I know that you want your team to win, but you're not there every single day. Even though he was probably there more than we think, he's not there every single day. Now you're going back to doing that.
Right.
Do you have the fire to do that and win another championship?
Well, that's a question that we're probably going to hear some version of that asked on Thursday, and we'll obviously be hanging on the edge of our seat to how he answers these questions. All right. That is just a couple days away. All right, we have an update on the stadium that I'm not really sure what to make of, but you can decide for yourself. Coming up next.
When watching the NBA and Stanley Cup Final, just how close do the Nuggets and Avalanche seem to those teams?
Avs are obviously they're there. They are there, obviously. I know that they, got swept and it wasn't pretty in the finals, but conference finals, but overall we know they're a really good team. They're going to be a really good team next year. They're just having a hard time taking that next step in the playoffs. Nuggets, I right now, we'll see if they make moves, what they do, but I think they're so far away in the West.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. You need to reclaim your freedom to move, to explore, and of course, to live life on your own terms. If degenerative joints are trapping you in pain, Regen RX's natural stem cell or PRP therapy sets you free. Pain-free, that is, using your body's own natural ability to heal. Regain the freedom you've been missing. Get your totally free consultation today and see if it's the right move for you. Give them a call at 303-630-9770, or you can visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co. Unlock your pain-free freedom and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
The playoffs are full of surprises, buzzer beaters, comeback runs, and moments nobody saw coming.
But when it comes to your facility's electrical systems, you don't want surprises. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has powered complex commercial and industrial projects, from large-scale distribution to fire alarms and preventative maintenance. Their licensed electricians help reduce downtime, control costs, and keep operations running smoothly. Got a project coming up? Don't take a bad shot. Include Piper Electric in your bid process. Visit piperelectric.com.
Summer has officially arrived. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. 5280 Exteriors wants to help you get your home ready before the seasons change. All June long, when you purchase a whole house of siding, you'll get free gutter guards, a limited time offer designed to protect your home and your wallet. Don't wait, guys. Book your project now and enjoy stunning new siding before fall weather rolls in. Visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
After a devastating car crash, a lot of people think they can't afford a lawyer. They're already stressed, hurting, or maybe out of work. And the last thing they need is a big retainer fee to get help. But here's the truth. At Berg Simpson Law Firm, you only pay us if we win your case. That means there's no down payment and no upfront costs to get the help you need right now. Give Berg Simpson a call, and we'll be with you every step of the way.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They're changing your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Meet Keith. He runs a 30-acre ranch. 8 years ago, his knees started giving out.
Climbing a ladder was almost impossible. If I could get down, I have to have something next to me to get up.
Keith's wife had a knee replacement. The recovery was hard and the results, not great. Keith wanted another way.
I won't go under the knife because I believe the body can do whatever it needs to do to heal itself.
Surgery wasn't the answer. QC Kinetics was. They're regenerative treatments. No surgery, no long recovery.
After the first one, the inflammation dropped 90%. Today, my knees are just amazing. I could not do what I've done if I had not gotten treatments to QC Kinetics. I just pray that my physical model continues to go and help other people.
Maybe that's you. Tired of dealing with the joint pain? Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a Tuesday. Beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. Summer is here, and that means it's time for our Brouhaha tour. We already did one stop. It's time for stop number 2. We're only doing 3 of these. All right, so you can join us this Friday, June 12th. We're doing our show live at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen. We had just such a blast of a time right around this time last year at the Glen, and looking forward to seeing a lot of those same faces plus some new friends. So we would love to see you on Friday.
Somebody bring my boy ZB an ice pack, too. He's going to need it.
After
Thursday.
Oh, yes. I am doing the 100 holes of golf for kids. That'll be a very, very, very sore body. Okay, so we have a bit of a stadium update, and this kind of just fell out of the sky about, 8 hours ago from the Denver Post. And it's not some disastrous situation. But I think if you're looking at it the way that the Post's Elliot Wensler did, and she did some investigative reporting, there are some issues here. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I can't read the whole piece. Quite frankly, I would like to. But it doesn't make for good radio. People are always coming and going. Someone's going to jump in the middle of it, not understand the context. So
we know you love to read, ZB. You're reading a book right now, a novel, right?
I finished it.
Okay,
I finished it.
So you're done with that. So you love to read. You're bragging about it.
It was.
So go ahead, read.
I just finished, and I didn't read. I listened to it. I read or listened to. God, I keep saying that. The Girl on the Train.
The Girl on the Train.
It was made into a movie. It was so poorly done. Several years ago, because I went back and rewatched it after I finished the book, and it was so poorly done. But the novel, The Girl on the Train.
Did you cry?
No, far from it. But it was really good. So I've knocked out 4 of these here in the last 4 months. Anyway, so I'm not.
You love to read. So
I do not. I do not like to read in front of others. I do it when I think it's required, and I don't want things to get lost in translation.
All right.
Okay. So this is from the Post about 8 hours ago. For the Denver Broncos to meet the team's 2031 deadline to move into a new stadium at Burnham Yard, they must begin construction by next spring. All right? So about a year from now. And for that to happen, they need to reach agreements with landowners and finalize the purchase of all the property in the planned stadium's footprint. But one of the most critical and complex negotiations with Denver Water has hit a potential snag over whether a hotly contested 5-acre parking lot in Sun Valley, which now serves as supplemental parking for season ticket holders at Empower Field, the Broncos' current home, it should be part of the deal. The plot of land, called Lot M, is in the middle of a key corridor that neighbors want to see changed from an industrial hotspot to a cozier, more pedestrian-friendly community. Denver Water officials hope to move part of the utilities operation there as they make room for the new stadium on its campus next to Burnham Yard. They have identified Lot M as a prime location for Denver Water's Central Emergency Response Facility if the Broncos' plans for Burnham Yard comes to fruition. But the residents of the surrounding area have complained for years that the nearby Cloverleaf interchange for Colfax Avenue and Federal Boulevard divides the community and creates unsafe conditions for pedestrians and drivers. In recent weeks, opponents and supporters of Lot M plans have kicked off a series of back-and-forth letters to the city over which Denver Water should be able to take over the property. The complication is symbolic of a larger theme. While the Burnham Yard deal may seem to some like it's all but finalized, there are still dozens of steps before the Broncos can put shovels in the ground. Everything that's happened so far has been like the setup of a Rube Goldberg machine. an overly complicated system that incorporates things like domino cascades, marbles rolling on a track, and rubber band-powered levers to complete a task, end quote. So it's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Okay?
Break it down.
So what is happening right now is that Denver Water, their headquarters, are on the stadium site. So Denver Water needs to move, right? The Broncos have said, we will pay for your relocation.
So pick up, move, wherever you want to go, we're going to pay for it.
Yep. The tab is ours. They have decided that they want to move the new Denver Water facility to this Lot M. It's literally a parking lot that's one of the furthest parking lots away from the stadium. Some people have never seen it. I think I'm one of them. All right? And the community around that area has had issues with the setup, these interchanges, right? They're like roadways that go up and create these highway things that go above the ground and these underpasses and things like that. And the community wants change in that area and not this kind of change. And they're seemingly getting support from like city council members as well,
which is very important in this. And we had one on.
Correct. Miss Torres.
Torres, yep.
And we had her on the show, and she's the councilwoman for the Burnham Yard area and the Empower Field, the current stadium site. And so what we're seeing here is another complication. This one, it seems to be more important because someone could say, well, why does Denver Water need to be in that specific area? But they talk about in this article that it's an emergency center. It's an emergency center. So the emergency center needs to be by major highways in case of an emergency. So like I-70, I-25, 6th Ave, and that's what that parking lot represents. And so I think that it's very important here that the author of this piece said that the remaining things that need to be done had been like a setup of a Rube Goldberg machine. I don't know what that is. And they describe it a little bit, but
DG said he knows what it is.
Yeah, no, I found out what it is.
Okay. Okay, well then when you say you don't know what it is, eh?
No, so and they said it incorporates things like domino cascades, marbles rolling. We've all seen these setups where it's like someone will build it in their backyard or in their basement, or it's kids for a science project that like it's a bunch of dominoes that fall. And then when the last one falls, it knocks over this marble, and the marble goes down this track. And then it goes into this, spherical thing and spins around and falls through and knocks over something else. And then it triggers this rubber band pulley system.
Yeah.
And it's this whole like chain of events. It's a chain of events. And the Denver Post is saying that there are dozens of things that still need to happen. And it's been framed a bit, or maybe not framed, but just assumed that like you see a deal that gets done with CDOT and it's the preferred site, and it's like, it's only a matter of time.
Well, that's what I thought.
Me too, Phil. Me too.
We're at the 1 inch line.
Correct.
Right? Like, hey,
Correct.
It's almost done. A couple of things need to be ironed out, and bada boom, bada bang, you got the stadium getting ready to put the shovels into the dirt, and we're getting ready to start this thing up.
That's right. But what they say is that, like, in this Rube Goldberg machine analogy, they say that Broncos, Denver Mayor Mike Johnson's office, Denver Water, and community groups have all begun placing the figurative dominoes, toy race cars, and pulley system that will make the process to build the stadium, but no one has tipped the start trigger yet by making key final decisions. And so when you're talking about a timeline that has to, like, the build has to start 1 year from now, and there are this many things still in the way. They still haven't done the deal with SRM Concrete. They still have not finalized deals with private homeowners on the site. They have not figured out where Denver Water's emergency response facility is going to go. And now there's a huge, like, snafu over this thing. And
now, you still believe, though, you're saying all this, but you believe that this is still going to get done. It just may not get done when it's expected to.
I think that it's still the most likely scenario. But I think this story today from the Denver Post is another acknowledgement that why it's still just the preferred site and not the finalized site. And I'm thinking of Greg Penner at the end of the year when he was speaking about the stadium, when he started to put the onus on other people. That, like, if you guys, and I forget what he said exactly, but I'm paraphrasing. He's like, other people need to get their bleep together. Obviously, he didn't say that. But that other people need to get their stuff together if they want, like, this to happen. And that was the most outward sign that we have seen from the Broncos, and certainly Greg Penner putting pressure on others. And I think this story today is what he was talking about. We weren't exactly sure what he was talking about. But this story today, to me, puts the ball in the court of the city of Denver, the communities in Denver, and, like, the Broncos are on the outside looking in. It's like, let us know when you guys are ready.
We're ready to do this. But for the community, they're thinking otherwise. They're thinking of other things that can help them out, what they're feeling, because they have to live through these, like, in this area and stuff with the water and everything else going on.
So they add in here, they said, while there's still some disagreement among close observers of the project about when exactly that chain reaction must begin to meet the 2031 deadline, the consensus is that major decisions need to be made in roughly the next 2 months. Now we have a timeline. Now we have a deadline that if you want this thing to happen by 2031, major decisions need to be made in the next 60 days. So, Jamie Torres, who, Councilwoman Torres, who came on our show, she said, quote, in this article from the Denver Post, the timing of everything is constantly on my mind. All right. The complexity of this is just hitting everybody in the face, end quote.
Damn.
So it's kind of dramatic in terms of, like, a real estate project. And you want to know what? You want to know what the one word that I keep coming back to when it comes to this Burnham Yard site? The one word? Thorny. Thorny.
And Mike Liss brought that up when we talked to him.
Yes. Mike, over a year ago, Mike Liss came on the show and said, I talked to someone who's got intimate knowledge of the workings here. And the word that they described, if the Broncos want to use that site and build their stadium district there, is thorny. And if you've ever, and you can relate to this, you hit your ball somewhere and you're looking for it.
I knew you were going to say something.
Right? So I was playing golf with my boy up in Vail this past weekend. Vail Golf Club, had an incredible time, and I used my pitching wedge and sailed it over the green and
into the lake.
It went in underneath this bush, and I lifted up the branch and inserted myself underneath the bush, and I feel my clothes getting pulled and pricked.
Yeah.
By everything underneath that. And that's what it feels like the Denver Broncos are doing. They want to do what the people want. The people have voted keep the stadium in Denver.
Which is what they want to do.
Is what they're trying to do. But it's difficult. And I couldn't find my ball, by the way.
Well,
I couldn't find my ball.
I could have told you that, Z.
And so
it's in the lake.
And so it's one of these things where it's like, I tried, but there was too much going on in there. So underneath that bush, there was too much going on. I was being pricked and prodded every which way, and I got to a point where I'm looking for my ball. I said, this isn't worth it anymore. And with that analogy, I do wonder, because the ball is not in the Broncos' court, and this is a thorny situation now. And I wonder if the Broncos, in an effort to look for their ball, air quotes, build the stadium in Denver, if they get to a point of saying, you want to know what? This ball is lost. I'll drop another. And so,
man, I mean, they're in too deep though, Z.
Well, we'll see.
Greg Penner,
we'll see.
Everybody in it.
We'll see. We have to shift gears here, and thankfully so, because we have an awesome, esteemed guest with us on the line. It is hometown hero, Colorado legend, NBA champion.
Yes, sir.
Derek White with us. You're on the drive. You are talking to Denver, my friend. Thank you for being here. How's everything going, Derek?
It's been going good. How you guys doing?
Man, we're doing great. We're doing great. Let's start with the NBA Finals. Appreciate your time here. Start with the NBA Finals. You have played on that stage. I'm assuming you're watching these games. What have you made of how this Finals has unfolded thus far?
It's been a lot of great games. Two teams competing at a high level. I think the great thing about the playoffs is one game can change everything. I mean, it looked like the Spurs were done and probably going to get swept, and now they win Game 3, and now people are saying they got a chance. And so it's crazy how so much can change over one game, and both teams are playing really well. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. Really competitive, real physical, and I'm enjoying it.
What is it like being on a basketball court with Victor Wembanyama?
He just kind of changes everything. I mean, someone his size and able to move. Usually when people are that big, they can't really move, but he's able to contest three-point shots and still get back to the basket, and they do a great job of kind of funneling the offense to him, and he kind of changes everything.
D, when it comes to the NBA right now, it's shifting back into, when you watch it, it's like offense, but now it's changing back into like defensive oriented and young and aggressive. How do you feel about that? Are you loving that the NBA is changing back to kind of playing more defense?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, it makes it competitive. The games are a lot more physical, and I think teams now have multiple guys that are really elite defenders, and I mean, you see in this series, you got Bridges, OG. I mean, even when you come off the bench, like McBride and Shamet can really guard, and then the Spurs are the same way with Castle and Vassell and then Harper. So like everybody, you have to be able to guard if you want to win, and if you can't guard, like you will get exposed, especially in the playoffs. And so I think that's kind of the way the league has shifted, and especially when you look at like the past champions, that's what a lot of them have in common.
Derek White on the line with us. It seemed to me, and Phil, that was a good question there, but it seemed to me, just to piggyback on his question, that it was almost like after the All-Star break, maybe last year, that there seemed to be a shift in how the games were officiated. Now, I still know guys are going to get to the free throw line, and there's a handful of guys that really, make that their goal to try to get to the free throw line. But in general, across the NBA, have you felt a shift in how games are officiated and the physicality that is now allowed, say, in this postseason and maybe last postseason compared to when you first got in the league?
Yeah, I mean, I think the rules have kind of changed a little bit, and I think you kind of definitely saw a shift, I think, like you said, around that All-Star break time, but I think every time it gets to the playoffs, it kind of always just raises another level, and so if you want to advance, you want to go to the next round, you're going to have to just go through more physicality. The refs will call less, and especially as you go on, like the referees, these are the best officials that we got in the game, and so they let a lot go. They let it be physical. They let you compete out there, and I mean that's what's a lot of fun for a lot of people. But it definitely has increased the physicality, and you got to be strong out there. You got to be able to kind of create your own space, and especially in the playoffs, that those things are magnified.
D, when it comes to your journey, man, and I'm big on journey, obviously, and how I got to the NFL, but when it comes to you, starting college at UCCS, then going to Boulder, obviously, then getting drafted by the Spurs, then going to the Celtics and winning a championship, have you ever just taken a step back and said, wow, man, like, this is crazy that I'm living this type of life, and it's a real feeling, I would think, for you.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey. I mean, like if you told me out of high school I'd be where I am right now, I'd probably say you're crazy. Just because, I mean, there's not a lot of guys from Colorado that have made it to this stage, and so I think I just try to stay in the moment, try to continue to improve, not be satisfied. And then when I eventually hang it up, then I can look back and be impressed or whatever you want to call it. And so I think every year's another chance to get better, and there's a lot of things that I can improve on, and so that's just kind of what my focus is at. And but it's been definitely a fun ride, a fun journey, and I'm thankful for all the people and the places that I've gone to kind of help me get to where I'm at.
We're chatting with Derek White. Who is your favorite player personally to watch in the NBA, and why?
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably have to pick someone on my team, like JB, JT. They're fun to watch. I feel like when I'm watching the opposing teams and their stars are going crazy, you kind of get flashbacks of when you're guarding them. So that's not as much fun. But there's so many talented players in the league, and a lot of guys that can score in many different ways and just so creative and so talented. So every time you put a game on, it's high level, and I think that's what makes playoff basketball so special.
D, we're watching the championship right now when it comes to the series between the Knicks and, of course, the Spurs. But Brunson, I mean, I love me some Brunson, underdog, undersized. What makes him so hard to guard, man?
He's crafty, and then especially his footwork, especially inside. It makes it difficult. You got to stay down. You got to stay disciplined. He can obviously shoot the three. He can score inside, mid range, and I think he's been undersized his whole life, and so he's learned different ways to score around the basket. His footwork is probably one of the best in the league, and I think he really relishes the opportunity, and he's competing at a high level, and so it's been cool to see his journey in the NBA.
Derek, you're having a basketball camp yet again here in early July, the 6th through the 9th at the Parker Fieldhouse. What made you decide to want to do something like this and make it an annual thing?
Yeah, I mean, this is where I grew up. That's the gym where my parents would drop me off before school and let me play, let me fall in love with the game of basketball. So I think it means a lot for me to be able to come back every summer and have a great turnout and just be around the youth, be around the kids, and try to help them in their journey as Chauncey and people before that helped me. And so I think it means a lot to me every summer to come back, and hopefully we continue to make the camp better and it continues to grow like it is. And it's been a lot of fun for me. So just to go back home, go back to your roots. It's a real family thing for me, so it's great to get back to Colorado and try to help the next generation.
Yeah, I love that. And when you hear Derek say it's a family thing, like, so my kid went to Derek's camp last year.
Yeah.
And Derek, I said this at the time, so I'm not saying it just because you're on the line with us. We appreciate your time, but I've done a million of these. I'm a basketball guy, right? So I grew up going to camps, and you get to a certain age, you start being a counselor at the camps, and I did that through my 20s and all this stuff. And and you'll remember me saying this last year, Phil. I've never been at a camp when the face of the camp is as present through every hour of every day of that camp. And you go outside, and it's Derek's, dad working the concession stand. Like it's awesome, man. Derek, we all think the world of you. Phil loves you as another CU guy, and we appreciate your time. It's been such a fun journey to watch, and keep it up, and love that you're doing the camp, and just best of luck with all things.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you all soon, and a big fan of me and Phil. We go back to see you, brothers.
Yes,
so it's good to see you. Keep doing your thing, man.
You too, bro.
All right, there he goes, Derek White. Great stuff, man. And I mean it. Like it was so cool. Like this dude would just like walk around the gym and like ask the kids questions. Like ask my son, what's his favorite color? When's your birthday? What's your favorite movie? And just these little micro connections with like 200 campers
yeah.
in the same way that you will do at Denver South High School here in just a couple weeks.
The only difference is I'm going to get a stamp, and I'm going to stamp my autograph on their head, and I'm going to move to the next.
No, dude, you want to know what's crazy?
Next.
They literally bring every single kid one at a time to get an isolated photo with Derek.
That's cool, man.
And because all the kids are going to want one, right? And like little does Derek know, like, my son goes home and like makes a Derek White shrine with the little trophy from camp, with his T-shirt, with his photo with him and Derek. Like, it's awesome.
Well, that's not what Big O said. Big O said you do that. Big O told me you do that.
I did not build a shrine. I did not build a shrine. Not to Derek anyway. There might be a guy or two. All right. I want to get some follow-up questions about the stadium conversation that I think had a bit of a pivot today based on the reporting from the Denver Post. We'll continue that next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South.
Don't give them room to breathe!
And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
June hits different at Coors Field. Don't miss the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox coming to town for two great series. Baseball at altitude, summer nights, big moments. We're here for the climb. Get tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey, it's Zach here. Summer is here, and 5280 Exteriors is kicking it off with a huge June offer. Get free gutter guards when you purchase a whole house of siding. Lock in your project now and enjoy beautiful new siding before fall hits. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Hey guys, did you know 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? But 100% of them can get their testosterone levels back. Low T Center tailors their TRT to every man to make sure his levels are where they need to be. They even take insurance. So head over to fixmylowt.com and book a free testosterone test. Fixmylowt.com.
Dental phobia? Consider Sedation Dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, ColoradoSedation.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. It cools and heats your home. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty. So, what do you make of all of it? I appreciate Derek White jumping on with us.
Kind of him.
Very, very much so. We were having that conversation about this stadium update from the Denver Post today, and I'm just curious, and we're not going to reset the whole thing if you're just joining us, but basically the nuts and bolts of the update from this article from the Post that came up, I don't know, call it 9 hours ago, is that, man, we're a long way from the finish line. There are dozens of things that need to be done, and the word is that basically that these major decisions, this is a quote, the consensus is that major decisions need to be made in roughly the next 2 months to stick to the 2031 deadline. Councilwoman Jamie Torres, whose district includes both Empower Field and Burnham Yard, quote, the complexity of this is just hitting everybody in the face, end quote. The thorny nature of it.
Yeah.
And now you have this new problem with Denver Water and their emergency center in Lot M of the, parking lot, but the community doesn't want it, and the council members, it sounds like they're supporting the community members, and it's
so not everybody's on the same page.
It's messy is what it is.
But this is what I have to say to this whole issue. One, Greg Penner, Kerry Penner, all of them, they're in this deep. They're in way too deep for them to pull out. Also,
I don't know about that.
I think that the Penners are very competitive, and they're not going to take no for an answer. Now, it may kind of be pushed a little bit further than we wanted to or they wanted to, where it's supposed to open up or they're supposed to start in 2031. But I believe that at some point they are going to get this done, Z. There's a lot of money involved, and they're going to you have to. Like, you're not everybody's not going to be on the same page, but you need the right people to be on the same page, which I think Greg Penner will get everybody that he needs on the same page to move on with what he wants to do here for Denver.
Well, here's the thing. You say they're not going to take no for an answer. What he needs is a bunch of council members to say yes. And so, like, yes, they're in control of what they're in control of. But this situation seems like it's not specific to the Broncos. Now, it's happening because of the Broncos want to build there.
Yeah.
But, man, oh, man, I don't know. Well, here's what I do know. If I'm the mayor of Lone Tree, and I've mentioned this before, like, that is a add water and stir location in Lone Tree, all right? And, I mean, there's a light rail stop that goes right to it. There is nothing there. And in fact, because of a real estate project that fell through in, like, 2018, they've already done a lot of the groundwork from, like, a plumbing perspective and all that stuff. If I'm the mayor of Lone Tree, I am calling Greg Penner and saying, or I'll text him, you up? You up? Because I just read that article, and that you can go from that thorny situation. I know people don't want to hear it because people want this stadium in Denver.
For sure.
But from a pragmatic standpoint, removing emotion from it, man, I just, yes, it's more than likely that they'll find a way to figure it all out. But there exists a possibility. There exists a possibility.
Greg Penner is a businessman. He has made millions upon billions of dollars.
And that's why you say it's too late to pull out. It's like, no, it's not.
But see, sometimes it's not about like, oh, I'm going to pull out because I can, because it's the easiest thing to do. Sometimes when you have that money, you're a competitor, you're like, I want to get this done. Maybe he's sitting there saying, I haven't been told no in a very long time. It's not going to happen today. Sometimes people think like that.
Sure.
And so I can see where Greg Penner's like, let's go all in. We're going to find a way. We're going to figure things out in these next 2 months so that we can finally get a stadium to start building up over there in Denver.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will ultimately tell, but it feels like it's getting close to a time where it's uncomfortable, and it's about 60 days from now, according to the Denver Post. And dozens of things need to happen in that next 60 days to adhere to the current timeline. Maybe the timeline gets moved. Maybe it's that simple. It's like, you want to know what? This thing's not going to be ready till 2032. We shall see. And we'll continue to monitor that situation very closely.
1, 2.
All right. The NFLPA released the top 50 players in merchandise sales. Where do you think Bo Nix came in? How about Pat Surtain? Interesting question. These are the type of questions we ask in the 3 Count, brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. Bo Nix, where do you think he ranked?
I'm going to say top 15. Everybody loves old Bo Nix, right? He's easy to root for, easy to love. He was a big center of attention this year where everybody was talking about him. He was 1 game away from the Super Bowl, ends up getting hurt dramatically. So he's a fan favorite. I'm going to say at least the top 15.
You would be correct. Bo Nix checked in at number 11 in the league. Pat Surtain was at number 33. They're the only 2 Broncos to make the list. And also, when considering merchandise sales, Bo Nix is new. So, like, his stuff is going to move more than, say, Travis Kelce's jersey, because you could have bought that any time in the last decade. This is just the last year. So I thought that was worth mentioning. The 10 guys ahead of Bo Nix, not all of them, but they include, you know who's number 1 on this list?
No, who's number 1?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, number 1. Followed by, you know who's number 2? Drake May.
Drake May.
And again, new. Drake May's new, right?
Yeah.
So
in the Super Bowl, almost won the MVP. Okay.
Yep. And so, if you want a Mahomes jersey, you could buy it any time in the last 7 years, and that's not going to count to this past year. The Chiefs quarterback Mahomes was number 6 on the list. Jaden McDaniels was number 5 on the list. Caleb Williams was number 8 on the list, so they edged out Bo Nix. There was only 6 defensive players ahead of Pat Surtain. Micah Parsons was the first offensive player that landed on this list at 10th overall. So the first 9 players, all offense.
Offense rules the world, baby. It's about having the ball in your hands, scoring touchdowns, doing your dance. So, of course, offense is going to be up there more than defense.
Yep. Shedeur Sanders also was on this list of top 50. He came in at number 31. Travis Hunter at number 42. So, Broncos Bo Nix, number 11 in merchandise sales in the last year. Good for Bo.
1, 2, 3.
Let me get that paycheck.
All right, yeah, no doubt. So how does that work?
So usually what happens is they're going to split it up in like months, but they're going to give you your money. All right, so let's just say Bo Nix is top 11. Like, I don't know how much he's sold, but a lot of the money's going to go to him. So he'll get the money over a few months, and he's going to be able to go and spend it. Some extra little money in the pocket.
All right, good for Bo. Okay, we're kicking out of the last slap of the mat on the 3 count. Yesterday was a historic day in college sports for all the wrong reasons. Where do we land on this controversial topic? We'll sort through it next.
What is the one thing that can turn the Broncos defense into the best in the league?
Yeah, what is it?
If you want to say they're top 5 defense in the league, you're right. If you want to say they're top 3, you're right. Are they the best in the league? TBD. Because if you can get the turnovers, that's when this Vance Joseph defense takes the next step. They start getting takeaways, they're already frustrating to opponents. They're already suffocating to opponents. If you start taking the ball away, you want to talk about fear factor.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, the Western Conference Finals, partly defined by the absence of some Oklahoma City stars. Jalen Williams, all-NBA player, his 4th hamstring injury of the season. We know here in Denver, Payton Watson, hamstring injury. Aaron Gordon, another hamstring injury. These injuries are defining part of the NBA season, and I'm hearing big NBA voices put them in a different classification, these hamstring injuries, than they were just a couple years ago. What say you?
Yeah, they should be. They should be in a different category. I mean, here's the deal. The hamstring, right? 3 muscles that span 2 joints and connected to the bone by tendons that take 8 times the force of the body weight across those joints. And what's happening is these hamstring injuries are occurring. They're getting rushed back to play. And that's why we're seeing 30-40% reoccurrence in athletes. Tough injury to recover from, severe injury. It's no surprise the NBA is going to readdress these.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate, but for next season with Payton Watson, for Aaron Gordon, what is the likelihood that something like this lingers for these guys?
Well, the way that they're being treated now, where these guys they're trying to get these, highly trained, highly valuable athletes back to work soon. It's no surprise that these continue to plague these guys throughout their career, multiple per season. And again, as I've said before, with these type of injuries, poor vascular supply, poor healing, they tend to nag on and linger on and just really affect a career.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They're changing your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hi, this is Larry Jagger with SCL Mortgage. We can offer you the best loan program at the best rate available. Whether you are purchasing, refinancing, or interested in a second mortgage, visit myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222 and MLS number 1200716.
Walmart is proud to sponsor the Be a Mentor, Be a Fan football camp in partnership with 104.3 The Fan. Walmart is helping to invest in the next generation by bringing together Broncos alumni on-air hosts and South High School football coaches for a one-of-a-kind camp experience, benefiting Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado, because every young person deserves encouragement, guidance, and the chance to reach their full potential. Walmart proudly supports Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado and their mission to build life-changing mentoring relationships for kids across our community.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop and store are at hellsberg.com.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents the
Sports. And for most people, they would say it was historic for all the wrong reasons. You know, this story, the gravity of this story has a ripple effect that is going coast to coast here. And I know a lot of people are plugged in on this. It was a major story yesterday, and it's being discussed coast to coast today. It's a judge's decision to allow Brendan Sorsby to play college football this season after placing thousands and thousands of bets, 90 grand in bets. This was no, nickel and dimer.
No, this is big time.
40 of those bets came on his own team while he was a freshman at Indiana. Brendan Sorsby, quarterback. He was a freshman at Indiana, and this story roiled the college sports world yesterday. And so where do you fall on this? This kid, and the facts are known and understood. This isn't disputed. He admitted it. He went to an inpatient clinic.
Turned himself in.
Saying that he was addicted to gambling and that this was also like a mental health issue that needed to be fixed. So there's a couple like hot button words, in our society today.
Is he still there? By the way, is he still there?
I don't believe so.
So that was a quick fix, huh?
Hey, it was one of those Vrabels.
Exactly. Just turn yourself in real fast. Say that you need help. You go in there, get the help.
Vrabel's gonna miss the last day of the draft. He's fixed.
He's coming back, man.
So this was, the outspoken nature of things that were put on the record yesterday, including ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips. He told ESPN the ruling represents a, quote, horrendous pattern that is, quote, eroding the integrity of our process. Big 12 athletic director told ESPN that they are disgusted and that, quote, we officially lost our soul, end quote.
Damn.
TCU coach Sonny Dykes, who is a Texas Tech grad, told ESPN, quote, how is anyone ever going to trust the outcome of a game again, end quote. In a memo to staff, Georgia forbade its school's teams from playing Texas Tech. In a document from obtained by ESPN, Big Ten officials are expected to discuss in the upcoming days a league-wide mandate to not schedule Texas Tech in any sports in the regular season. That came in the wake of Nebraska athletic director Troy Dannon telling ESPN that his school's teams are also not allowed to schedule Texas Tech anymore.
So these teams and the conferences, they're taking matters into their own hands.
Yeah.
And pretty much saying, if you're not going to do anything about it, talking about the judge and the NCAA has no power, as we already know. They have no power right now.
They went from having too much to none.
Crazy. In the span of, 2 or 3 years? Which is insane to think. And so now you have these conferences that are sticking together, finally, and saying, we're going to do something about this. Because they are right. If a guy is gambling on his own team, and I know he wasn't playing at the time, but you're gambling on your own team.
Yeah, he was a third-string freshman QB.
How can you trust this man to be your quarterback throughout a game?
Right.
If I'm a player, if I'm his teammate, I can't trust you. I can't trust you at all because we're in the thick of things. We're driving down the field. All of a sudden, an interception happens. Now I'm questioning, did you do that on purpose?
Right.
Or is this something that just happened? And so, it sucks for a lot of these players that have to play with this man who's actually a really good football player, but you can't trust him to do the right things. You don't know where his head's at. He's dealing with something, obviously, and that's why he put himself into a home to try to get the help that he needed. Just leave him out, Z. The judge should have never passed him on.
Because what happened is, the NCAA came down with their ruling, and then Brendan Sorsby hired a lawyer, and then they sued the NCAA and said, this was an addiction and mental health thing. You should not be punishing someone like this. You should be supporting someone like this. Which, again,
come on, come back here and make all the bets you want. Z, what are we doing?
See, and I think that this is a jump the shark moment, and the phrase "jump the shark" goes back to old television show Happy Days, with the Fonz and Henry Winkler and, the main character. It was a great show. And then they started to run out of ideas or whatever. And there's this episode where he's on I think not a jet ski, but he's on water skis and literally is jumping over a shark in the water. And then you got to a point, it's wait, this is where we're at with the show? What the hell is going on? This is not where we started. And I think that this is a jump the shark moment in college sports, where we went from 10 years ago, players being ineligible for putting cream cheese illegally on a bagel and stories like that.
You're not lying.
Recruiting stories like that. I remember Aaron Kraft, little point guard, ultimately for Ohio State. He's illegally at a cookout hosted by Bruce Pearl. And it's Bruce Pearl's getting suspended and fired. And now there's a quarterback who bet on his own team and he's allowed to play in the very next season. Man, we are not in Kansas anymore.
So what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen? Because we know what's going to happen. He's going to play this year.
I would just say something. It shouldn't be nothing. Maybe not a lifetime ban, but you and if you want to say lifetime ban, you're well within your right. If you wanted to find some middle ground punishment, dude, you have to sit out of college football for a year, 2 years, and then you can try to return or what have you. But it wasn't too long ago that the Ohio State quarterback and Ohio State players, of which Awazuruke was a part of it here in Denver. I think the guy's name, the quarterback Hunter Deckers, I think it was for Iowa State. These guys got severe penalties for this stuff. And here we are 2 years removed from that, and this kid's playing right away. And it's just there really are no rules.
There are no rules. which is insane. And at some point, that has to change. And I know that you have some of the older coaches like Nick Saban that's trying to do something about it, get some more powerful people involved to try to help the NCAA out. But something is going to have to change because now college and the college athletes, they have full control, which they should have some control. They should be able to get paid their likeness. They should be able to get paid what they deserve.
Sure.
But right now, it's just like anything goes.
Yeah.
I might as well go ahead and try to go back to college. Don't whip my ass, but I probably can get in.
You might have a shot. Seriously, you might have a shot. We're seeing guys that are playing at the professional level, coming back to college. Like, wait, what? So, yeah, a crazy story yesterday and potentially a watershed moment in college sports. Okay, what should we expect the Jonathan Cooper punishment to be? Mike Kliss offered his thoughts on the matter. You'll hear it next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you know you need a diamond. So if you need a diamond, then you need to go see my friends at Williams Jewelers. Why? Because they're going to save you time and also money. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family. And of course, their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for you and your family by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Do you know the Joker's stat line, but not your bottom line? Are you checking Rock's box scores and not your credit score? You watching Nate Dogg rack up assists but ignoring your own assets? I've been there. Trust me, it's Josh over here to tell you how my money's going farther these days. That's what I like about BOK Financial. It's what they're doing with Let's Talk Money. It's about paying a little more attention to the financial stuff that we all tend to avoid. Visit BOKFinancial.com to learn more how that money you're saving can go a little farther. Let's Talk Money. BOK Financial, member FDIC, conditions apply.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303-LAW-4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303-LAW-4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. With all these Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. All June, it's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%. Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What should we expect from the Jonathan Cooper punishment? Mike Kliss offered his thoughts earlier today here on The Fan. We'll get to that here in just a second. But before we do, is your kiddo interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan youth football camp. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Kids aged 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from guys like Stink, Stoke, Phil, all right, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. Every penny benefits Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your kid, head to DenverSports.com/camp. All right, the Jonathan Cooper saga. All right,
Coop.
It's going to be hanging around, hovering over his head until this thing is resolved.
Yeah.
And it's an unfortunate story. It's still kind of cloudy what actually happened, conflicting stories. We know he pled not guilty yesterday. Here was Kliss this morning with the fellas talking about the latest on Jay Coop.
Going to trial July 22nd. I'm sure Harvey Steinberg, his attorney, will try to do what he can to try to work some kind of dismissal or get the thing resolved. They have a preliminary hearing, a motion hearing on July 6th, and maybe he can get it taken care of by then, maybe before the trial for jury on July 22nd. So that's where he stands. To the offense that had to do with biting the cell phone. So that's where he's at right there.
That sentence still gets me.
I don't know how you can just bite a cell phone and just be okay with it. Like, I guess you're throwing the cell phone, maybe like kicking it, smashing on the ground and stepping on it, but biting it?
Biting it. That is just something.
My man must have been hungry.
that is just something. Okay, here's a little bit more from Kliss. All right, talking about the situation being resolved and the timetable here and a potential suspension. Here's Mike Kliss from this morning.
Training camp, I think this year starts around July 25th, so should be resolved one way or the other. And as far as the suspension, I do think the NFL is going to look at it closely and make a decision. My guess is Harvey doesn't think it's going to warrant a suspension, but there's still a long way to go for something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a game or two under the personal conduct policy.
Yeah.
Ultimately, how do you think this ends for Jonathan Cooper?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and it's hard to say he's going to be seen as not guilty because I don't know what's happening right now. But let's just say he is not guilty and he's ready for camp. Everybody's going to be excited. But I do think that the NFL is going to crack down and suspend Jay Coop for a couple games. Maybe it's 3 games because you're dealing with an altercation where people got physical and things were thrown and you don't truly know what actually happened. And we talked about it yesterday, Z. You had the Ray Rice incident that was caught on film And so for the NFL, it's like we can't take any chances. We have to at least show that we're trying and that we take this serious. So Jonathan Cooper, my guessing is still going to get suspended for a couple games, and then you go from there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's going to get. I'll say 2. I'll say he gets 2 games. It wouldn't shock me if this goes away to a certain degree.
It doesn't seem like a lot of this always goes away if it's not like clear cut, like you did it, where there's video footage.
Yeah, and also her story wasn't really lining up with like some of the marks on her body. Like she said that he had her around the neck and had lifted her in the air for a minute. But so if that happened, there would be real trauma to her neck, and
she would probably pass out too. I mean, a minute in the air.
Agreed. And she said she never did. And then there was just a little mark on her neck, and any mark on her neck is inexcusable if it came from his hands. Yeah. But at the same time, like if it's not lining up, and this is assuming that she like follows through with this and like wants to see him penalized. Like a lot of times, and I'm not saying it's right, but I'm sure you know this to be true. You have an incident like this. It's hot and heavy in the moment. Yep. Tempers are flaring. It sounds like it did get physical. To what degree, we don't know. I don't even want to speculate. But there's the accusations of lifting her up off the ground, thrown to the ground multiple times.
Yeah, a little neck-on-neck action, I guess.
Yeah, the neck-on-neck. I can't make heads and tails of that one.
I don't know what that looks like.
And that was what he said, right? That he used his neck against her neck.
Yeah, he said, after I bit the phone, then I went neck on neck.
It's a very strange sequence. I'm trying to envision how that happened. I don't want to, but oftentimes, right, you have this like crazy incident, and there's infidelity stuff, and you know, it's
you're not in the right headspace.
No,
both sides.
No, and it's out of control, right? And then you realize the gravity of the situation. Your mugshots on TV. Both of your guys' mugshots on TV, right? Both of your mugshots are on every sports website known to man, and then there starts to be like a. And again, I'm not saying this is going to be the case in this case, but a lot of times, like, the two sides come together, and it's like, okay, do you actually want to follow through with pressing charges? Do you want to see him locked up? The answer sometimes is no. And then it's like, okay, how can we sort of make this go away? And
even if it does go away, you're still expecting the NFL to crack down.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I am.
I am too. That's the NFL. The NFL, it wants to make an example out of these players, especially when they do the wrong things. And so I believe there is going to be a suspension for Jonathan Cooper, whether he likes it or not. He's going to take it.
Yeah, and here's a Kliss on that a little bit more this morning.
There's 2 courts here that Jonathan Cooper has to go through. One is the criminal court in Douglas County, and the other is the NFL jurisdiction. They look into things. You know, initially when Goodell was the commissioner, he really wanted to clean up the image of the Shield. And even though these guys were found innocent, he threw the book at them suspension-wise. He's more in line with the court system now. If they're found innocent, he generally does not punish. He kind of follows along with the criminal courts. But when it comes to domestic violence, the NFL feels compelled to make a statement that that's not acceptable.
Right. So that's what we're expecting. We're on the same page with this one. Someone on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Do you guys think the Cooper incident and potential games missed will open up the possibility for Von Miller? That's been the number one reaction that I've seen.
Yeah, bring back Von.
I don't see it. Von Miller has more domestic violence stuff on his record than the guy that he'd be replacing. That probably wouldn't be
He's coming in a mentor Coop. Oh, my God. Tell this is not what you want to do.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't want to get in trouble. So.
No.
Why'd you laugh?
No. Because, oh, my God. All right.
DJ Von the Don, if he comes back,
he's not coming back.
If he does,
he'll sign his one-day deal at the end. No.
It would be like in the middle of the season if something goes wrong with another young guy.
Okay.
And you need to plug and play. Plug and play, bring back DJ Von the Don, a fan favorite.
God. He is a fan favorite. There's no doubt about that. But I just don't think. I mean, even just from a PR standpoint, like you're because a guy got domestic violence charged against him and has to miss some games, we're going to bring someone else who's got multiple of the same kind.
It's the bad boy Broncos. We went through the list yesterday.
That was unbelievable. that was unbelievable. That just looking at the last 10 years and some of the chaos that's happened around here, from K-Jack and Bradley Chubb, Jerry Jeudy and Aqib Talib shooting himself, and Chad Kelly and Josh Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Okay. Something has changed behind the scenes with a certain Denver Bronco, and it could be a sign of things to come. That's next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Next up, North Glen. June 12th from 2 to 6 at the Glen Bar and Grill.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, or struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Wes. Tell me what happened between you and the IRS.
I ended up owing $55,000 on unpaid taxes. I hadn't filed for several years and ended up settling for $25.
Hold on. So you went from owing $55,000 to $25? Now that's a great story. How did that happen?
Well, it's rather amazing, I guess. It got to the appeals officer. The appeals officer signed off on it, and obviously we accepted it.
Wes, what made you come to Advanced Tax Solutions?
You hear of many different firms or whatever on the radio, some local, some not, and I felt confident from the radio spots I heard about Advanced Tax Solutions.
So how do you feel about Advanced Tax Solutions now?
Very, very lucky and very grateful.
And would you recommend us to your friends and family who are in the same situation?
Yes, I absolutely would.
Thanks, Wes. You know, if you're listening, be our next great story, 303-753-6040 or advancedtaxsolutions.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
What's up, everybody? Cecil Lammy here for my friends SodaDietAndNutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because with soda, I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And it's so fantastic to do weight loss the right way. There's no mystery pills. I'm not giving myself a shot, and there's no mystery chemicals that I'm putting into my body. This is knowing real food will bring you real results. And speaking of real, soda got me a real nutritionist, a personalized nutritionist that would work with me one-on-one via text when I had questions, concerned, and just sometimes straight up needed encouragement. Your weight loss journey, you've got a friend, you've got help, and that is Soda. They can be there for you just like they were there for me. I look and feel 10 years younger. I got my confidence back, and right now you can join Soda, and your partner joins for free. That's 2 people. Real accountability for the price of 1. Soda changed my life, and I thank them so much. SodaDietNutrition.com. Call them up 866-800-SODA, because soda is state of the art.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3.
Changed agents.
Ooh-wee. My mind goes to Mims wants to get paid. He wants to get extended before the season starts, and that his old agency and his old agent couldn't get the job done, so he fires him or moves on from that agency, moves with an agency that he believes will fight harder for him to either get an extension done with the Denver Broncos or find a trade partner where they have a vision for Marvin Mims to be a key role in to do his part at a different team and still get paid the money, right? That's where you would be thinking, or where my head would be if I'm Marvin Mims. You're looking around and everybody is getting paid.
Right.
Everybody got paid, and if the Denver Broncos, specifically George Payton and Sean, want you, they're going to get an extension done. Well, if that's not happening and there's crickets all around, then you have to make a move. Be a little bit more aggressive if you want to stay a Denver Bronco, or if you want to find out the truth about what their vision is for you. And that's why you would move agencies. And we've seen it before, actually, with Mr. Peyton Watson.
Yeah.
Where you have this big-time deal getting ready to come your way. You want the right agent that's gonna fight for you to give you and get you every single penny. And I believe Marvin Mims is trying to do the exact same thing, Z.
Yeah, and it's interesting because – Mims or Watson has the same agent for 3 years, and it's Jokic's agent. And then on the doorstep of this payday, you switch to, CAA. And it's like, huh. And I'm sure if you're the old agent, in Mims' case or Watson's case, like, really? Like I've been with you till this point, and I don't know specifically what Mims is not getting from his former agency, Belengi Group. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I think I am. Belengi Group.
He's not getting the contract. That's exactly what's happening.
Well, his representation is now Athletes First. And according to Mims around a month and a half ago, he said that there were no negotiations happening with the Denver Broncos. And so, again, maybe that was then and this is now. Maybe negotiations are happening right now. But I don't know, man. Like typically when this happens, you're not happy, right? And if there's silence on the negotiation front, and if the Broncos want to extend them but on their terms, because putting what box does he get put into? Like, who's his comp? You talk about, being in a negotiation and then, hey, here's your comp. Like, who's Mims' comp? This guy was the 63rd overall pick in the draft. Like, so this was Sean Payton's first draft pick. And they have not been able to, like, he has not just not produced offensively like a 63rd overall pick, but they haven't featured him like a 63rd overall pick.
And so that's exactly what the agency is going to say. It's like, hey, look, every time my guy touches the football, magic happens. Playoffs came rolling around. All the receivers get hurt. You had to depend on Marvin Mims. Let's get something done. Whereas for the Denver Broncos, maybe like you just got done talking about, maybe they're saying, look, we try to get something done with him. He just doesn't fit the mold, what we're looking for as a receiver 3. He doesn't run routes like we want him to, and that's why we went to Pat Bryant. So you have probably some kind of confrontation going on and back and forth, and then it's going to lead to what does Marvin Mims want?
Right.
If you can't get the contract that you want or even them to start contract talks, do you even want to be here this year, even if the Denver Broncos are winning, or do you want to go somewhere else where you feel like you're going to be valued and you can get paid your extension, get paid your money, and maybe have a bigger role than you will here with the Denver Broncos? That's why you switch agencies. And honestly, I never thought about switching my agent. But also, I've been a part of contract talks that fell through. I've talked about it all the time. I've been through contract talks where they start heating up, but they decide to go a certain way. And so you can get frustrated, not just with your agent, but what's going on. And for Mims, it's like, if you can't get this done for me, somebody else will. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens during camp. What does it look like for Marvin Mims? How is his body language?
Right.
Is something getting done and he's happy? Is something not getting done and maybe they're talking about trades and now Mims is not working as hard, or maybe he's not taking the reps because his agent's telling him not to take the reps now. All right, so it's going to be interesting to see what that looks like throughout camp when it comes to Marvin Mims and the extension talks, and does he get one done? See?
How many yards, I'm putting you on the spot, and don't look, how many yards do you think Marvin Mims went for last year?
Maybe 200, maybe 200 yards.
It was 322.
So that's surprising to me.
It was a career low. It was a career low. His first year was 377. His second year was 503 with 6 touchdowns. And we thought that, okay, that was a good progression. What does it look like in year 3? And it was less productive than year 1. And it's one of these things where, like, I think if I'm Mims, if I put myself in his shoes, I'm pretty frustrated. I'm very frustrated.
Damn sure.
I was the 63rd overall pick, and you guys have never featured me in a way that my talent and my draft status suggests that you should. And again, if I were him, the writing is, we may look back on this and be like, dude, the writing was all over the wall. We talked about how can they get him more involved for 3 straight years. They went and drafted Troy Franklin, moved up 17 spots for him, and raved about his skill set.
Yep.
Then they turn around and draft Pat Bryant way sooner than anyone saw coming and compared him to Michael Thomas. And then they turn around and trade for Jalen Waddle, who has a similar wide receiver profile and it's a bit redundant of a skill set. And so you look, if I had to guess,
actions speak louder than words.
Totally.
Just look around you.
Totally. And so, like, if I were to guess, it's going to be Sutton and Waddle at the top of the wide receiver room. You still have a pass-catching tight end in Evan Ingram that we're talking about getting more unlocked. You have a Pat Bryant where the vision's there. We saw that in the postseason against the Bills. It was Pat Bryant to begin the game before he got hurt. It's Troy Franklin taking a huge step forward from year 1 to year 2.
Over 800 yards last year.
It's over 700, I think.
700.
Yeah. So it's like, where does Mims fit in here? And I'm just like, yes.
As a gadget guy, a special teams guy.
Right. As a gadget guy, a special teams guy, a punt and kick returner.
A depth piece.
But that's not how he and his new camp, his new agency is going to view this. They're going to say we've been underutilized and we need a new situation. It would not shock. Like, I'll just say now, on what is it, June 9th?
Yep, June 9th.
I don't believe Marvin Mims will be with the Denver Broncos week 1 in Arrowhead.
Do you think that he's going to get traded during camp?
Yeah.
Then a trend, and we talked about it already. Yes. There's a trend there.
Vele, Tim Patrick. Yeah. Yes. I think it's another sequence of that.
And you know what, Z? It might be the right move for both parties to move on. You don't have a vision for Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims wants to get paid. Marvin Mims doesn't feel valued. He gets to go somewhere else. Maybe he gets extended, more opportunities. And for the Denver Broncos, maybe you get a 3rd and a 5th because of it, or a 3rd and a 6th, no matter what. I'm like you. I can see a situation where Marvin Mims gets traded throughout camp, like one of them days throughout camp when we're talking about it and we're hot and we're tired, and then all of a sudden, bam, Marvin Mims is gone.
And you want to know what? There will be a clue to watch. There will be a way under the radar clue to watch this summer out at training camp with Marvin Mims, and I'll tell you what it is next.
When watching the NBA and Stanley Cup Final, just how close do the Nuggets and Avalanche seem to those teams?
Avs are obviously there. They're there. They are there, obviously. I know that they, got swept and it wasn't pretty in the finals, but conference finals, but overall we know they're a really good team. They're going to be a really good team next year. They're just having a hard time taking that next step in the playoffs. Nuggets, I right now, we'll see if they make moves, what they do, but I think they're so far away in the West.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for my friends at Home Strong. Guys, home repairs shouldn't feel overwhelming. That's why Home Strong is your one-stop shop. Family-owned, more than 20 years of experience, the highest-rated structural company in the state of Colorado, over 300 5-star Google reviews. If you see cracks, water issues, or a cold, dirty crawl space, start with a free inspection and a free quote. Homestrong handles everything: foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, concrete lifting, decorative concrete, even turning crawl spaces into fully finished basements without calling another contractor. Guys, financing is available. Lifetime transferable warranty on most of their work. Just know this: you'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Hey guys, did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? They have low energy, low sex drive, low motivation, and barely recognize themselves. But 100% of them can get it all back and feel like themselves again at Low T Center. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic, changing lives since 2009. Their expert providers work to tailor TRT plans to every man to get his levels back to where they need to be. They can help you get your energy, your focus, and sex drive back. They can even work with most major insurance providers. So head over to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone test. Fixmylowt.com.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now at McDonald's, everyone can get more of what they want, when they want it, with McValue. You can choose your wake-up call. You can choose your study meal, or even your drive-through dinner.
Ah, the sun is rising, and our breakfast prices are falling. Right now, get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, and more for under $3 each. Limited time only. Price or participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer's coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from ROX Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of June. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Calling all food enthusiasts. Join Cresco Restaurant Equipment and Supply Company for their 4-day expo sale from June 10th to 13th in Aurora. Enjoy incredible discounts with top quality restaurant equipment and supplies. Meet factory reps, dive into their huge product selection, and enjoy free food and giveaways. Don't miss out. Visit them at 751 Billings Street and search for Cresco Denver Expo for details. Cresco, your local culinary headquarters.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly, the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
I think there will be a telltale sign this summer. And, I mean, summer's here. Here we are with the first week in June in the rearview mirror. But I think when it comes to Marvin Mims and this conversation, and if you want to react to this conversation, you can hit us up. Our YouTube chat, powered by Shop Honda, is available to you. You can also hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. I think a telltale sign, and this is like way below the radar when it comes to Mims and maybe the uncertainty about his future in Denver, is if the Broncos put him up on the podium.
Like at all during camp?
At all. Because Mims always talks. He's one of these guys that goes up there and meets with the local media.
Yep, says the right things usually.
Yep, he's very
well-spoken.
Yeah, he is. He's well-spoken. He's very articulate. And he is one of the guys that over the last 3 years, he is featured in that way. All right? But if you see him not go up to the podium, and again, this is why I say way beneath the radar, but just doing this for as long as I've done it, they are so strategic. If they think that there could be an uncomfortable conversation awaiting that media session, questions that he might answer honestly, right? They may say, you want to know what? We're just not going to make him available. And so, again, like way below the radar, but watch out for that because I know Mims has always spoken.
Yeah.
And if I were to guess, and I am just speculating, I bet you that we do not hear from Marvin Mims in training camp based off the potential of him getting moved. And I do believe he's going to get moved.
Yeah, because there's going to be some hard questions that are going to have to be answered. And Marvin Mims, if I'm Mims and I'm asked about my contract, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to say I want to be a Denver Bronco. I want to get something done. But the ball's in their court. They have to start the conversations or they have to give us what we want.
Yep. And this was the John Franklin Myers thing. No, we're not negotiating. No, they have not reached out.
Which is crazy, man. It's like, man, JFM outplayed his contract, obviously.
He did.
But no talks. And if it was a talk, it was like, hey, look, we are not going to bring him back. And yet John Franklin Myers still went out there, did it the right way.
He did.
And got the bag.
He did. And I assume even if Mims isn't moved, if he does not get extended and does not get traded, my expectation is he's going to go out and be a pro.
Z, it's a little bit different. When John Franklin Myers, he was playing. For Mims, he may not get a lot of playing time, which then leads to him not getting a lot of money that he wants when free agency rolls around. So if I'm Mims, I'm getting traded. I'm saying, hey, look, guys, like I want to be here. You guys don't want me here. I don't want to sit here and watch Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin get all these reps.
Right.
And I'm just used as a guy that goes and does end arounds, right? Reverses, which honestly, we were out there during OTAs, and that's the first thing that Marvin Mims did was an end around. So it's like, I don't want to be a part of that. I want somebody to sit there and have a vision for me. I want to be in that vision as a receiver that can do other things. And if we can't do it here, then let's try to get a trade partner. I believe that Marvin Mims may end up asking for a trade because he doesn't see himself as a Denver Bronco or getting extended by the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, it wouldn't be crazy either. And this, like, and I know, some fans will turn on Mims if he asks for a trade. They'll turn on him. But if you put yourself in his shoes,
business, baby,
it is. And on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Marvin Mims hasn't done anything to get paid.
Come on.
Maybe another contract, but not for buku bucks. Okay, I understand. Marvin Mims isn't going to get some massive contract, but what he and his new agency may say is, yeah, we haven't done anything because we're not featured in this offense.
You won't let Marvin Mims open up and be more explosive because you want Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant to be your guys. So yeah, he's going to bring that up.
Well, man, it's I understand why he would want a new scenery and a new situation and maybe a new belief. I understand why the Broncos would want to keep him as a kick returner. That's a valuable. Special teams are massively important. He's changed games. What was it? Was it the Raiders game?
It was the Raiders game, the punt return.
Punt return.
Yeah.
To the house.
Second Raiders game.
Completely flipped the game, and you win by one score. He was such a big part of that. The primetime game against the Cincinnati Bengals, the postseason game against the Buffalo Bills, like
Cleveland Browns.
the 93-yard,
93-yard bomb that he takes to the house and changes that momentum of that game for Bo Nix.
Yeah, so I see it from different angles. Why the Broncos would want to keep him here? You're in a Super Bowl window. He plays a very valuable role on special teams. I also understand if they said, you want to know what? We can get 80% of that with fill in the blank, and we don't want to pay him what he and his new agency want to get paid. Therefore, we're going to turn around. We thought Vele was a fine player, and we got an asset for him because it was a crowded room.
Yep.
Sean Payton just this past week referred to the wide receiver room as a clouded room, or a crowded, and kind of clouded, if you're Mims.
Yeah.
Right? And because if I were to guess, Marvin Mims will have less receiving yards than Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram, Pat Bryant, and Troy Franklin.
Well, damn. Then that means he's 6th on the depth chart and barely getting in there.
Do you disagree with any of those?
I'm not going to disagree with you because, look, Marvin Mims went for a little over 300 yards last year. And now Pat Bryant going into year 2, he's going to have an increased role. Troy Franklin wants that increased role. And Troy Franklin thought he was going to be the number 2 receiver with the Broncos. You bring in Jalen Waddle. Now it's Waddle and Court. That's their show. And now you have to get in where you fit in. And so Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin look like they're battling for that number 3 spot. And for Mims, it's like, do I really want to battle with these two guys that they have a vision for? Or do I want to just get the hell up out of here, find another place, another destination where I can get extended and get some reps as a receiver?
Right. Well, the Broncos will not become a better football team if he walks out the door. I don't think they became a better on-field football team without Devon Vele. I'm not sure they were a better football team by dealing Tim Patrick after a successful camp. But that didn't stop those other instances from the team making a business decision. So very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. This week, we're going to hear from Joe Sakic for the first time in a long time. What do you want to hear from Super Joe? Also, we got a Burnham Yard Broncos Stadium update today. And, man, all of the sudden, things feel and look a lot more complicated than they did when we woke up yesterday morning. We'll get to all of it as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. It cools and heats your home. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
Hey, it's Glenn.
And Tiffany.
Here with Denver Roof Pros. Denver Roof Pros is celebrating our 10th anniversary, serving the Front Range from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are. And there is so much more to Denver Roof Pros. We're not just roofs and gutters.
Check out our family of services at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle, but now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Spring dust, pollen, and debris clog Denver's ACs. Fix It 24/7 Spring AC Deep Clean removes buildup. First-time customers pay $39. Look now at fixmyhome.com before summer heat hits.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Tuesday. We've covered a lot of ground. Still quite a bit to go. We'll give you the Broncos stadium update here at the top of the hour. That is less than 13 minutes away.
Good news, bad news? What you thinking?
It's not good news. It's not good news. I just don't know how bad of news it is. So we'll do some reading. There was a piece released today from the Denver Post that there's a lot to it. Like, and I'm showing you this like right now. a full page, a full page, a full page, and a half a page.
It's a lot of words.
And so it's a lot of words.
I've been doing this since college.
I don't even believe you did it then.
You're right.
We'll get to that, like I said, in 12 minutes, less than 12 minutes from right now. Real quick, before we get to the Avs, all right, this Thursday, I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. It is a showdown for a great cause, showdown in air quotes. I'm going head-to-head with Stokely, but really we're teaming up together to help kids in our community, all right? It's the nonprofit called Recruiting Classroom, whose mission is, yes, to get kids to play sports, but identifying disadvantaged youth and giving them stuff that they would not otherwise have, whether it's a golf club in an inner city's kid's hand that he would never be touching, whether it's putting a kid in Aurora on hockey skates, someone in Centennial that doesn't have the money, outfitting them with baseball equipment. And their aim in this coming year is to impact in one way, shape, or form, mentoring, scholarship, equipment. Their aim is to impact 440 kids.
Damn.
So if you close your eyes and imagined 440 faces who will be impacted in a positive way, and you don't understand the ripple effect that could go beyond those 440 kids.
It could save a kid's life.
Totally.
Truly. Like, save a kid's life. Get them off the street. Give them an opportunity to go to school, to better themselves, get a better education.
Yep.
Like, those are the things that you should be thinking of when you think of these kids.
And so I've told this story. I'll real quick tell both in very short form. I felt both sides of this. I wanted to play hockey when I was about 12 years old. A single mom, Margaret By, raising me and my brother Jason, living below the poverty line on those months where my dad wasn't making his child support payments, and it sucked, and I wasn't able to play hockey. We went to Play It Again Sports, added it all up. It was going to be really expensive, plus to play in the league and the dues and everything, and I wasn't able to play hockey, and that broke my little heart back then. And on the other side of it, probably 4 years later, I'm 16 years old, and handful of my buddies from my high school, my teammates, were going to a camp in the Adirondack Mountains called Greg Kubak Basketball Camp. And it was a full week sleepaway camp, every meal provided, and a cabin. And it was way it wasn't going to be in the cards for us. But I wrote a letter to a nonprofit called the Fast Break Fund, and they sent me to that camp.
Wow.
And it changed my summer. And I have memories at 39 years old that go back to that camp. And then a couple years later, I'm getting a basketball scholarship. I'm going to college because of basketball. And I talked to my old teammate 2 days ago on the phone, Dan, and I said I wasn't going to go to college. College just wasn't for what? What was I going to like? At the time, it just wasn't going to make sense. And but my love for basketball, and that was fostered through that nonprofit. So it's a really cool event that is happening on Thursday, 100 holes of golf for kids. I would love it if you guys would get involved with this. Even if you have an extra $5 to $10, that money is going to go to the right place. If you donate $25 or more to ZachCares.com, ZachCares.com, I'm going to give you a shout out on the radio. Everyone up until this point who's donated $25 or more has gotten a shout out, and we'll continue that. Okay. Appreciate you guys helping with that. Real quick, before we get into the Joe Sakic stuff, news coming down here in the last 5 minutes that Gabe Landeskog has been selected as the winner of both the Bill Masterson Memorial Trophy as well as the Mark Messier Leadership Award winner for this past season. Landy becomes the first player in NHL history to win both of those awards over his career, and it's here coming in the same season. It also makes him the first ever, right, to capture those. The Masterson Trophy is awarded to the player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. And you cannot find in this cycle of this award someone who is more determined and dedicated and persevered more than Gabe Landeskog did to get back on the ice for a full season.
That's our captain, Z. You know, when everybody, even ourselves, talked about how he needs to retire, he blocked out all the noise, found a way to come back, and actually made a major impact throughout the year, this year. And I don't know if this is like a happy moment for the Avs, because you don't want Gabe being the best player on the ice.
Right.
But Gabe was the best player on the ice versus in that series against the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, he certainly produced the most.
And so, like, the obstacle that he had to go through and overcome and jump over to start playing hockey again, to find himself in a key role yet again and being the captain, I mean, congratulations to him. It just shows you the way he is and what he goes through and how he just kind of goes about his business, and it's the right way to do things.
Yeah, no doubt. That guy worked his butt off. And
Yeah,
I didn't, count me among those who did not believe that he was going to be able to come back after that long of a layoff. Years. Like literal years. And for him to come back and make an impact in last year's postseason and this year. Now, he's not the player that he once was, and you probably don't want 33-year-old Gabe Landeskog to be your leading scorer in a postseason series. You want that to be Netchus. You want that to be Nate, Kale. Yeah, so it just kind of is. But, man, what a road, what a story that Gabe Landeskog told here these past few years, and getting some hardware today. And then the Mark Messier Award is given to the player who exemplifies great leadership qualities to his team on and off the ice during the regular season, and who plays a leading role in his community growing the game of hockey. There's just one voter in that, and that's Mark Messier. And so he awarded that to Gabe today as well. So good stuff for Gabe Landeskog. This week, at long last, we are finally going to hear from Avalanche Brass.
Finally!
I would be willing to bet that it is the latest end-of-season press conference in the history of the team. These can happen 2-3 days after the season ends. This is happening between 2 and 3 weeks after the season has ended. But we are going to hear from Super Joe Sakic, on Thursday, and that is going to be an interesting press conference.
So just Joe?
Just Joe. No Bednar. And I want to go back on, because earlier in the show I'm like, man, isn't it a little unusual that Bednar is not going to be slated to be up there? And that, man, typically there's like a, show of unity and standing by your guy. I don't believe he was there last year either. So there's precedent for him not being there. Could he be there? Certainly. But the future is unclear with Bednar. We know he's coming back for another year. We think we know that. I think I know that. Do you think you know that?
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's going to get extended too, baby. Maybe that's not why he's going to show up. All right, maybe he's in extension talks and they're not going well right now. Or it could be like you just got done saying, Sakic doesn't want to be part of this. He doesn't need to be there. Go enjoy your family. Go on vacation. Let him handle the rest. I imagine maybe Josh Kroenke shows up. I mean, he is the man, the myth, the legend. He is the one that you want to see there as well if he is available.
That part to me is a bit disappointing. The fact that we're not going to hear from Josh Kroenke.
Yeah. I mean, he was there for the Nuggets. You would think he would be there for the Avs. The Avs had the better chance to win a championship this year, and yet they did not find a way to get there. And so now it's like we want to hear from both. Sakic being the general manager now and the owner of the team, the guy that you have to answer to if anything wants to get done. And it seems like it's just going to be Sakic there by himself.
Yeah, and I'm curious, like, what are we going to hear from Joe Sakic about? You have the Chris McFarland movement, right, and that whole sort of ordeal. In a way that, we weren't talking about this a month and a half ago. Chris McFarland getting poached by the Predators, like, that wasn't on our radar then, so that's kind of come out of left field. He's going to have to answer Bednar questions. I would like to think, right? And this is a group collectively, not putting this on any one individual, but this is a group collectively that outside of the Cup season is averaging 5 postseason wins. No one knows what it takes to get to 16 W's more than Joe Sakic. And he did not look happy watching his club during that Vegas series.
No, he did not.
And I'm curious if we all agreed that this was a cup or bust season and you didn't win a single game beyond the second round, you were swept in a way that often didn't feel so competitive. What is going to be the tone from Joe Sakic? And what busts? If it's cup or bust and you flame out in dramatic fashion and get swept by a team that you were favored to beat every single game, what is the response from the now general manager? I have no idea what we're going to get on Thursday.
He's going to have a bunch of tough questions, Joe Sakic, that he's going to have to answer. My question would be more of, you were the general manager when you guys won the cup. Now you're back in this role. I don't know if you really want to be back here, but are you all in? Is it going to be you who's the general manager the full season, or are you just taking on this title until you can find somebody that can help you out? And if that is the case and you are all in, do you still have that fire, that desire to win another cup and know that you're going to have to be in that building every single day? It's a lot for a guy that was a president that got to probably come as he pleased, and now you're put in a role where you're back in the thick of things and have to make decisions and trades. It's like, man, do you have the fire to do this again?
I think this is going to be very short term. I think he'll, be the guy for, I don't know, the next 2 months.
Get past the draft.
Yeah. And then someone will get promoted from within, and Joe will go back to being the team president. Someone will be the GM, or you just empower an assistant general manager in more of a way than you're doing right now. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I refuse to believe that Joe Sakic is going to be back in the grind, day-to-day general manager, working the back end of the roster and scouting the AHL and overseas prospects in the way that McFarland definitely was doing. I can't see Joe at this stage of the game reverting to that role for years to come. I think it's a short-term thing, and then he steps back up to team president. But yeah, Thursday is going to be really interesting.
It is, man. A bunch of Broncos talk going on, but then you got Sakic that's going to be at Family Sports, right? Family Sports, and he's going to be answering questions with a bunch of kids around playing freeze tag.
Yeah, there is something odd to that, and I'm glad you mentioned that. There is something odd that this, really important press conference with Joe freaking Sakic is going to happen in the banquet room at Family Sports. All right, just is.
Just some cheese pizza.
Yes.
Get some tokens.
Oh, my gosh. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARSFM Laramie. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! ZB, speaking of Regen RX, they're going to be with us during the brouhaha.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to be alongside us. So if you need anything done to your joints, because your joints are all crackety and they hurt,
I could use some help.
They can stick a couple needles in you, get your knees flowing again.
Stick a couple what? Couple needles in me?
Yeah, a couple needles to get it in there. PRP shot, what you need.
All right.
Get ready for a game?
Well, by the way, you mentioned it. Brouhaha, stop number 2 is this Friday. Guys, we're only doing 3. We're only doing 3 this year, all right? So if you want to see us and you live anywhere up north comparatively to where we are down here in the tech center, south of the city, we'd love to see you at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen this Friday, June 12th, 2 to 6 p.m., all right? We go up north maybe just once or twice a year. This is one of those times, and we would love to see you. So I've heard from folks even north of North Glen saying, hey, are you ever going to come up to, Loveland or fill in the blank, Fort Collins? Probably not. It's just that's more than an hour from our station.
Yeah, ZB's not doing that. It's not in his contract.
Oh, it's
no.
No, it's not me. It's not me. Because I'll stay up in Loveland. I'll stay up in FOCO. But you got to understand, engineers are involved, testing lines, promotional teams. There's just a lot of moving parts. So if you are that far north, just bring yourself down south just a little bit. Meet us at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen this Friday, 2 to 6. Okay, so a story dropped today from the Denver Post in a way that I know I personally did not see coming. And it has to do with the new Denver Broncos potential stadium. Okay, potential stadium. and I can't stress that enough. Elliot Wensler of the Denver Post, who is a City Hall reporter, she was the one who wrote this story. And so I'm going to read a little bit from this piece, okay? Quote, for the Denver Broncos to meet the team's 2031 deadline to move into a new stadium at Burnham Yard, they must begin construction by next spring. And for that to happen, they need to reach agreements with landowners and finalize the purchase of all the property in the planned stadium's footprint. But one of the most critical and complex negotiations with Denver Water has hit a potential snag over whether a hotly contested 5-acre parking lot in Sun Valley, which now serves as supplemental parking for season ticket holders at Empower Field, the Broncos' current home, should be part of the deal. The plot of land, called Lot M, is in the middle of a key corridor that neighbors want to see changed from an industrial hotspot to a cozier, more pedestrian-friendly community. Denver Water officials hope to move part of the utility's operations there as they make room for the new stadium on its campus next to Burnham Yard. They have identified Lot M as a prime location for Denver Water's Central Emergency Response Facility if the Bronco plans for Burnham Yard come to fruition. All right? But residents of the surrounding area have complained for years that the nearby Cloverleaf interchange for Colfax Ave and Federal Boulevard divides the community and creates unsafe conditions for pedestrians and drivers. In recent weeks, opponents and supporters of the Lot M plans have kicked off a series of back-and-forth letters to the city over whether Denver Water should be able to take over the property. The complication is symbolic of a larger theme. While the Burnham Yard deal may seem to some like it's all but finalized, there are still dozens of steps before the Broncos can put shovels in the ground. Everything that's happened so far has been like the setup of a Rube Goldberg machine. What is a Rube Goldberg machine? We've seen these videos. You may not know the name of it, but you know it when you see it. And this is me talking now. I'm not reading from the Post anymore. A Rube Goldberg machine is like one of these sequence-driven activities where you line up a bunch of dominoes, the dominoes fall, but the last domino that falls, it hits a marble loose. The marble then flows down a track into a circular, spherical, spinny thing, and once it gets through there, it sets off this rubber band pulley system, and it's just one of these, you've seen them at like science fairs or creative...
Like obstacle course, something like that, not human-like, but like with the dominoes, and it's like something's always going on.
Yes, and people who are super creative, they do these things, and a skateboard gets hit, and it it sets off this chain of events, and the Denver Post is using a Rube Goldberg machine as an analogy for all the stuff that needs to happen for this to get pulled off. All right? I'm going to continue reading just a little bit more from the Post here. The Broncos, Denver Mayor Mike Johnson's office, Denver Water, and community groups have all become placing the figurative dominoes, toy race cars, and pulley systems that will make up the process to build the stadium. But no one has tipped the start trigger yet by making final key decisions. Where there's some disagreement among close observers of the project about when exactly the chain reaction must begin to meet the 2031 deadline, the consensus is that major decisions need to be made in roughly the next 2 months. Denver City Councilwoman Jamie Torres, who we had on the show, whose district includes both Empower Field and Burnham Yard, said, quote, "The timing of everything is constantly on my mind. The complexity of this is just hitting everybody in the face," end quote.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot there. Woo! There's a lot there. and I wanted to read.
Great reader, by the way.
Directly, I'm trying. In a way that we otherwise don't, because I don't want things lost in translation, and I don't want to do some rapid fire summary for a topic that is
very important
and thick with detail.
Yeah.
And so what we have here is a
messy situation.
It is, and with this current timeline, they're saying that the consensus is there's a lot of disagreement. But where they find consensus is that these major decisions, they need to be made roughly in the next 2 months. An average month is about 30 days. So you're talking about all these sequence of events need to happen in the next 60 days to adhere to the 2031 timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting sticky, Phil.
So with that being said, Z, do you think that this timeline is going to be met? 2031, Greg Penner, Kerry Penner, they want to be able to start building this new stadium, this new district. Is it going to happen? Do you believe that from what you're hearing?
That's a good question.
There's a lot of noise.
Yeah, there is. On a day like today, for sure. Because this is a bit of an update, and it's not, hey, everything's going great.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought we were literally 1 inch from the finish line. You're getting ready to score that touchdown, 1 inch to get to the touchdown. You score a touchdown, 7 points, 6 points plus a field goal, 7 points, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, we got a stadium. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that easy now.
No, and the word that in my mind I keep coming back to is thorny. We were joined over a year ago by Mike Kliss.
Yeah.
And we were talking about potential stadiums in Lone Tree, and in Burnham Yard, and maybe at that time there was even another, I think. But he said with the Burnham Yard site specifically, he said someone I talked to with intimate knowledge of all the inner workings said that if they want to go that route, they can, but it's a thorny one. And when you're talking about, you need all these decisions made in the next 60 days to adhere to their timeline, which the Broncos are serious about.
They want to get this stuff going.
Yes. And you still have individual sales from individual landowners within the footprint. SRM Concrete still has not sold their portion of the land. And now you have this really big, this curveball that is coming that at the nucleus of this thing, okay? And I'm trying to understand it today too, but I'm going to try to put it in the most layman terms. Denver Water is moving their main location, but they need an emergency location.
Mm-hmm.
And that emergency location that they're calling Denver Water Central Emergency Response Facility, they need it close to main highways okay, I'll read from here. But after over a year of analyzing possible sites, Denver Water identified Lot M. Guys, this is a Broncos parking lot.
The tailgate. There's a lot of people tailgate over there.
Yes, and we'll get to one of them here in just a second. But they said Denver Water identified Lot M as its best option for relocating its emergency response facility. The building must be centrally located with easy access to Interstate 25, Interstate 70, and 6th Avenue Freeway so that emergency services can be deployed quickly. And so you think of where the stadium is, it's centrally located. You can just get onto the highway and go any which way you want. And so you have Denver Water moving their site, their headquarters. The Denver Broncos saying, we'll pay for you to move because we need your space. Denver Water saying, that's cool with us, we'll do it. We need a new emergency response center. We'll choose Lot M.
That's where they want to be.
That's where they want to be. But the community itself is saying this isn't good for us. We don't like this. And it's seemingly they're getting support. The community members are getting support from city council members. Well, city council members also have to approve the Denver Broncos stadium yet, and they still haven't done that. So
I just wonder how much power city council truly does have.
A lot.
By the end of this, though, Z. There's 2 months left.
Yeah.
And it's you have a lot of power now. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty and we need to get it done, and let's just say you got a week or two left, truly, who's pulling the strings? And can Greg Penner say that we're going to do this, and whether you guys like it or not, now it's not going to be expressed to all of us, but under, behind closed doors, they get it done and say, we're going to pull a power play, right? We're going to do a power move, and we're going to do it ourselves.
A power play definitely is in play because it's amazing how much money can solve. And I mean, we had someone say on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, say, well, this may come down to maybe a campaign contribution, right? And a lot of times it works like that.
Yeah.
And you would like to think it doesn't, but the history of local government, state government, federal government, stuff like that, strings can get pulled. Not just pulled, but yanked on. And so I think that Burnham Yard is still the most likely spot, but I'd be lying if I told you that I read this and said I have the same amount of belief, which was 99% yesterday morning, that I have that similar belief today, because there is a timeline here.
Well, belief that it's going to get done on time, or belief that, hey, like, or no belief that this may not get done at all and now you may have to move. Like, which one is it for you?
I still think it's more likely that they build on Burnham Yard. It's less likely that it remains on the timeline.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, like, and I've mentioned this before, the Lone Tree thing isn't dead. The Lone Tree thing is not dead. There is a reason why this is still being called the preferred site and not like, yeah, this is definitely happening. And this whole thing here, you remember Greg Penner after the season, he, for the first time, put the ball in other people's courts. He's like, we're ready to move forward, but the people involved, like, they need to, like, get going. And I think today we found out who he was talking about. And it's the city council. It's the community around, parking lot M. Like, what? And here's another thing. Us here hyper locally, we have our guy Joe behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Joe and his family, and Joe works, you guys hear him sometimes on the mic. He runs a board. He does digital stuff for us. He and his family have been tailgating in parking lot M for 25 years. And he told us off the air that they were informed a couple months ago that lot M is out.
So you can't tailgate there.
No.
You can't be a part of that anymore.
No. And I think the assumption at the time was, well, this is where the Denver Water's emergency facility is going. Yeah. And now it's like, wait, no, the community doesn't want that. And the community is getting support from the city council members. And the city council members are the one who have to approve the Broncos Stadium. It's just thorny. and I'll tell you this. So I played golf at Vail Golf Club with my 7-year-old.
How many balls did you lose?
I lost a handful. I did. I lost a handful. But it was
20.
It was very fun. I saw my son get his first par, and but there was a sequence where I'm like 100 yards out, maybe 115 yards out. I used my pitching wedge and I just hit it so flush, and a rarity, and it flies over the green and into this like large bush. Think like maybe a 15-foot long bush, maybe 4 foot high.
Yeah, you're not finding that ball.
And it's just all type of stuff in there, right? But I was having a good hole. So I'm like, let me see if I can just find it, try to salvage this thing. So I lifted like a branch of this thing and I tucked my body underneath this big bush. And I'm like moving around like, can I find this thing? And I was being pricked and pulled by the stuff underneath the bush that after just a handful of seconds, I was like, this isn't going to work out.
It's done. Don't even try to find the ball.
I'm pulling out of here, and I'm dropping a new ball. I wonder if this continues to be this thorny, if Greg Penner feels himself being pricked and prodded, quote, looking for his ball, building within the city proper the way that people wanted to, and eventually says, this isn't worth it. I'm pulling out, and I'm taking a drop somewhere else.
Oh, Z, I don't think that's going to happen because Greg Penner and Kerry Penner, they're in too deep. They're buying real estate. They're trying to fine tune things. Like, they need these other things to come along. But I don't believe they're just going to say, you know what, let's pull out now. When in their head, they're thinking the stadium's going to start or be done in 2031. So, like, now you're just going to uproot and move? I'm like, no. And we have to think of Greg Penner as a businessman. He's not just going to lose his business and just give up. He looks like a guy that wants the fight, that wants to be able to say, hey, look, you can say no all you want, but I'm going to get my way. And maybe it gets pushed and it's not 2031, but I don't believe he's pulling out and going anywhere. He wants to stay here in the heart of Denver, and he's going to fight till the end to get it done. That's what I believe. Now, I could be wrong.
But you may be right. But here's what I'll say. You made the comment, you said they're in too deep.
Mm-hmm.
I would give you pushback on that. Because when you're worth $80 billion and you're so wealthy that the gap of wealth between number 1 and number 2 in the NFL is more money. The gap is more money than number 2 is actually worth. You're not letting $150 million determine and dictate where you build. And if it gets to the point where it's like, this is so much, we tried, you have Lone Tree sitting right down the road. And I'm talking 15, 20 minutes away. Not leaving to Indiana like the Bears.
No.
I'm talking about going 15, 20 minutes south and having a add water and stir scenario. I mean, this thing is ready baked. It's like Papa Murphy's, like take and bake. It's ready. You just got to put it in the oven. That's what that site in Lone Tree
But
is.
Isn't it weird, though, that it's ready baked and yet Greg Penner's going through all this to get it done here? It's not just for us. It's not just for us.
Well,
there's probably more to the story.
What do you mean?
Obviously, like, if he could say it right now and be like, I tried, guys. I tried. Now I'm moving on. But it doesn't seem like he wants to do that. And I don't know why. When you have an area that's ready baking, it's all yours.
Well, I think that they, in general, are still new to the community. We know for a fact they reached out to season ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
Season ticket holders made it abundantly clear they want the Denver Broncos stadium in Denver. So I think he's being receptive to his new community and his fan base that he is the steward of now, and he's trying to do what they want. But that ask or like quote unquote favor, I know it's not a favor, it's very important, but like that like could have a threshold. And if it's like, guys, we tried everything. Like, you guys saw us. We met with community. We did surveys. We're doing, question and answer sessions at community centers. We showed you guys the timeline. Like, we wanted this to get done. And this city, between these communities, Denver Water, the council members, like, they just made it so difficult that we're not doing it, and we're going south. And so,
it doesn't sound crazy.
It's not crazy.
It's like making another business move. Like, you don't want my business, I'm going to take it somewhere else.
Correct. And just because they bought the land in Burnham Yard doesn't mean it has to go to a stadium. They're real estate people. This is what they do. So they can do something completely different with that footprint of land than build a stadium and then go build south if they want. Do I think that's the most likely scenario? No, I still think it's Burnham Yard. But when I heard Greg Penner a couple months ago say, hey, the principals involved here, they need to figure out what they actually want.
And he kind of sounded frustrated.
He did.
He's ready to move on. They're not. Like, what are we doing here? There's a lot of money involved. I'm sitting here telling everybody that the stadium's going to be built soon. There's a deadline, and yet we have not even started negotiating what we need to move forward, which can be very frustrating for everybody.
Totally. And so if you have our guy Joe and every other season ticket holder in Lot M told months ago, this thing's going away, they were ready to move forward months ago. So think about how frustrating things are behind the scenes. And now you have this, piece released by the Denver Post today that is shining a light on all the things that still need to happen in the next 60 days to go along the timeline. And the analogy that they're using is a Rube Goldberg machine. That is
Why couldn't
interesting.
They just say obstacles, huh? Why do they get so technical with us? I had to look it up.
Well, and me too. Me too. Me too. But at the same time, there's a reason that analogy is being used.
It does make sense.
Someone on the RamosLaw.com text line says a Rube Goldberg machine is a deliberately over-engineered and complex contraption that performs a simple task. Is that how Greg Penner views this? A deliberately over-engineered and complex situation that he finds himself in, that he's like, eventually gets to the point where, you want to know what, guys?
I'm out.
I freaking tried. We spent 3 years doing this. We have Lone Tree with rolling out a red carpet. I got more space down there. I'm not. And by the way, and this article points this out, that even when this all gets approved, this is what they say, quote, before construction can start, a crew will also have to clean up the area through environmental remediation. And team officials will likely seek tax increment financing for the project too.
So just more money.
Yeah, but from taxes. That comes from the people. So like again, you get down this road and it's like, man, there is well, I'll just go back to the words. It's thorny.
It's messy.
It is. It is.
Ooh-wee.
And I know the community cares deeply about this, and we'll tap you guys in coming up next.
What is the one thing that can turn the Broncos defense into the best in the league?
Yeah, what is it? If you want to say they're top 5 defense in the league, you're right. If you want to say they're top 3, you're right. Are they the best in the league? TBD. Because if you can get the turnovers, that's when this Vance Joseph defense takes the next step. They start getting takeaways, they're already frustrating to opponents. They're already suffocating to opponents. If you start taking the ball away, you want to talk about fear factor.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. If you've listened to me the past few years, you know I love golfing. And the courses I keep playing are Aurora's 5 public courses. Spring Hill is one of the best hidden gems around, perfect for becoming a short game chef. And Saddle Rock, well, the mountain views never get old. Beautiful course conditions, great service, and the restaurants keep me coming back. Book your next tee time or learn more about lessons, leagues, and programs at golfaurora.com. And go ahead and follow them on Instagram at golfaurora.co.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
What's up, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Reclaim your freedom to move, explore, and live life on your own terms. If degenerative joints are trapping you in pain, Regen RX's natural stem cell or PRP therapy sets you free, using your body's own natural ability to heal. Regain the freedom you've been missing. Get your totally free consultation today and see if it's the right move for you. Give my friends at RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. That's regenrx.co and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303 Law 4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
The game started. Call your dad. I'm on it, Ma. Hola, Pa.
Hello, hijita. I can't hear you. I'm at the stadium in Monterrey. Goal!
Here, shout goal together. Get nonstop talk, text, and data in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with T-Mobile, America's best network. Switch on the T-Life app or on T-Mobile.com/connectate. On qualifying plans not for extended international use, you must reside in the U.S. In primary usage must occur on our network. Best based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025.
He's a former coach with 2 sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me, all natural. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, it looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCKinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Hey, Glenn, how many times can you say Denver Roof Pros in 4 seconds?
Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
If you want to react to any of the conversations that we were just having, I want to open up a line for you. And this has been a topic of conversation. This stadium conversation has been spoken into this microphone by so many different voices, really over the course of about, was it 2026? Goodness gracious. 7 years, 8 years, something like that. You know, going back to Joe Ellis.
Yeah.
Saying the number one priority for the eventual new Broncos ownership group is the stadium. And
here we are.
Here we are. And there's a lot of reaction saying some version of Denver politics and the politics in this state are corrupt. I I'm not going to get in the trenches of that conversation, but I will say that is not a conversation that is unique to Colorado, right? A bunch of different states around the country, their people feel like that. And but I will say this, man, if this thing, you talk about like not sleeping, if I am Mayor Mike Johnston and I'm the mayor of record when the Broncos leave Denver, that is
it's not a good thing for him.
No, like a lot, fair, unfair, that would define some tenures.
Well, Z, and that's why I think at some point this is going to get done. Whether they have to push it back a little bit further or they get it done in the next 2 months, something is gonna happen. Somebody is gonna give. And you're dealing with someone like Greg Penner that has a lot of money, a lot.
Yeah.
And money talks. As much as we don't want to hear it, money talks in situations like this. And that's why I believe that it's going to get done. It will get done. I don't know if it's 2031, but it's going to be close to it. And they're going to iron out some things, everybody's going to get on the same page. At least enough people will get on the same page to move forward, and we'll go from there. But it's messy, Z. It's messy. And I don't know if it's like it's for a reason. I, as a fan that's not going to get into like the political stuff and the nitty-gritty of it, I just want to see a new stadium in the heart of Denver being built.
Sure, I get it.
In a new district. That's all I want done. But also I don't have to go through what Greg Penner and everybody else, the councilman and all of them, are going through.
Yeah, it's and I'm not, I'll be frank, like I'm ignorant to a lot of this stuff. Not ignorant in the sense of an insulting way, but like ignorant in the true sense where you just don't know. So I'm not, you very rarely hear me speak with conviction on things that I'm not, brought up to speed or educated on. And like the politics, the inner workings of the city and state officials, that's not my wheelhouse. But unfortunately, we have an intersection here of the number one sports team in the state of Colorado intersecting with city and state politics. And it's an unusual place to be. And I encourage everyone to go and read that article from the Denver Post. And so, someone on the RamosLaw.com text line says, I'm in the environmental sector. This isn't happening in 60 days or finished by 2031. You said environmental cleanup, a longest dragged out process ever. And that's that you get to that point when these dozen, according to the Denver Post, dozens of other decisions are made. And then you get to that environmental cleanup. So, here's the one thing that I feel comfortable saying today. I don't believe this 2031 timeline is going to hold up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like maybe 2032,
maybe
2033,
maybe
2031. As of right now, it's a no-go.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? We're going to be sitting here waiting.
Someone, Brooke, on the RamosLaw.com text line, the city of Denver is awful to deal with when it comes to business. And they're in the cannabis industry, and they say working in Denver is just brutal.
Ooh-wee.
We'll see how this goes. Someone says wish the family or the Penner family would look up north around Erie. Man, guys, if they're not going in Burnham Yard, it's Lone Tree.
Yeah.
Because we have to remember, and I know I mentioned this a couple hours ago, but the Lone Tree location it's the Ready Bake site, and they thought that was going to be a real estate development. I believe it goes back to 2018, where it's already like the plumbing and stuff is already like quote unquote hardwired, like underneath it. Yeah. So like it's ready for development right now. Like no joke, if it came out that the Broncos are pulling out, and let me just say this, I still believe Burnham Yard is the most likely scenario. But if for some reason we got the news that Greg Penner said,
I've had enough, I'm pulling out.
Dude, they could have shovels in the ground in 60 days, let alone these major decisions with all these different moving parts and principles involved. So, again, and we've seen curveballs like this in, stadium conversations. And not all are like this, but there was once upon a time the Rams played in St. Louis, and Stan Kroenke was like asking for, things that he didn't get, and said, guess what?
We're out of here.
We're moving to Los Angeles.
I want to leave anyway.
You see the situation? I know folks are pointing to this on the RamosLaw.com text line, the situation in Chicago.
Yeah.
And potentially moving the Chicago Bears to Indiana.
The Indiana Bears.
I mean, could you imagine? I mean, they'll keep the name, but could you imagine?
Yeah.
And we'll see, because there's people, I think, like Drew behind the scenes, that's like, there's no way that he's a Bears fan. Drew, you say there's no way they're moving to Indiana, and this is all a ploy.
Yeah, there's no way. Well, I say that, but
no way, like there was no way the Vegas Golden Knights made an impact in the postseason.
Okay. Yeah, I deserve that one.
What percent chance is there for the Bears to move to Indiana?
I'll say like a 5% chance. They're still staying in Illinois.
And you think just ultimately deadlines are going to create deals?
Correct. It's all a negotiation tactic that the franchise is using.
Well, I mean,
there's a deadline here with the Denver Broncos, right?
There is.
2 months left.
And I'm telling you guys, no one is going to want their names attached to the Denver Broncos leaving Denver. And so whether you're Councilwoman Torres, whether you're Mayor Johnston, whether you're, the governor, no one's going to want involvement in that. That there's going to be egg on people's faces. So maybe, to Drew's Chicago point, you get close enough to jumping out the airplane
where you force everybody's hand.
And you want to know what? Concessions need to be made right now. Right now.
You would jump off that airplane.
There's a lot of people who say they want to do it, and then they get up there and they don't.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not getting up there in the first place. but there's a reason that we say the phrase in our lexicon, deadlines create deals.
But how likely do you guys think that the 2031 is a hard deadline?
You want to know what? I wonder if I think it's pretty hard right now. I wonder if that's the threshold for the Broncos, saying, if this can have a pathway to get done by 2031, we're in.
Yeah.
But if you guys can't figure this out and it's disrupting our deadline, that's the breaking point. That's the threshold.
I don't know. I think that it started that way, where it's hard 2031. But now they're with everything going on, and maybe Penner and Kerry Penner are looking at it man, we didn't think we were going to have to go through this much. We still want to stay. We want to be here in Denver, so we're willing to push it back a little bit more. So maybe it's 32, 33. I think they may kind of give a little bit of hey.
Wiggle room?
Yeah, because they do want it to be here. And if they do respect us as fans, they're going to try to make it happen as long as they can. And if they can't, then it's look, it's on them. It's not on us anymore. We tried.
Yeah.
We even pushed back the deadline.
Yeah.
And now we're moving on.
Conspiracy theory, just for the sake of
do we need the music?
Sake of sharing it. All right. Could there be a scenario where this was all foreseen? I'll throw it out there just for the sake of doing it. Coming up next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about intimacy. Look, you know in your heart of hearts, intimacy matters. It matters a lot. And when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can be frustrating, embarrassing, even isolating. Guys, your partner can begin to blame themselves. Do not let things get out of control like that, because here's the truth. Most men don't have to live with ED anymore. It's 2026, all right? I'm talking success rates at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic that are over 90%, all right? They've served the Front Range for nearly a decade. They're not new. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Close your eyes. Imagine tens of thousands of men in front of you. Yeah, you're not that special. ED is actually really common. All right, the initial visit is $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. There's no downside. Stop living with ED. Call them 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? At Berg Simpson Injury Lawyers, we've helped Coloradans for 50 years, and our results speak for themselves. We have 29 best lawyers in America, 19 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Walmart is proud to sponsor the Be a Mentor, Be a Fan football camp in partnership with 104.3 The Fan. Walmart is helping to invest in the next generation by bringing together Broncos alumni on-air hosts and South High School football coaches for a one-of-a-kind camp experience, benefiting Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado, because every young person deserves encouragement, guidance, and the chance to reach their full potential. Walmart proudly supports Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado and their mission to build life-changing mentoring relationships for kids across our community.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro. Is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan? Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. Covered a lot of ground. All right, and saw a lot of reaction. Really appreciate you guys. And I know everyone's not going to get their RamosLaw.com text read or YouTube chat powered by Sean Ponda read.
But we see you guys.
I see it, man, and we appreciate you guys so much, truly. And we'd love to see you on Friday. We're going to be at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen, second of 3 stops on our Brouhaha tour. All right, tell a friend, tell an enemy. We'd love to see you on Friday.
Keep the enemy at home, though.
Keep the enemy at home.
I'm not trying to get shanked in the back while we're talking.
Right. Well, you know what they say. An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Ooh.
And there could be some of that type of energy going on in these conversations about the stadium. And there's different agendas, you know, whether you're talking about the Broncos themselves, city council, these neighborhoods, Denver Water, SRM Concrete, individual landowners that are still in Burnham Yard who have not sold yet to the Denver Broncos. I mean, there is just a lot of layers to this. Now, I said going into the last break that I'll share a conspiracy theory just for the sake of sharing it. Okay? Okay. I'm not saying I believe this.
You're just sharing it.
I'm just sharing a conspiracy.
Oh, that's going to be good. What's on your mind, man?
You know, Greg Penner is a really, really smart man. Okay? And when you're really smart, and you're taking on a massive project that's got ripple effects that go generations, okay? Like this is a generational play. This is a 30-year forecast.
Yeah.
This new stadium and district and the location. Really smart people, before they take something like this on, they do something called game theory. Game theory. And you game theory things out. You say, okay, if I did this, what is the reaction from that? If I did that, what's the reaction from this? What is the historical precedent with this group of people? What is the historical precedent of that group of people?
Pros and cons for everything.
Everything. And everything is weighed out in incredible game theory detail. What if Greg Penner, again, I'm not saying I believe this, but just for the sake of, we're doing sports talk radio, right?
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. What if he knew all this was going to come? What if he knew all of this was going to be as thorny as Mike Kliss insinuated over a year ago? But you have an obligation to your fan base, and you're the new guy, right? So a lot of times it's on the new guy to be flexible to the situation that he's now in.
Yeah, you want everybody to love you.
Right. And because those people support you. Those people are the lifeblood of your business. There does exist a scenario where the appearance of an incredible effort to keep the Broncos in Denver is made knowing that you will get to a certain point down the road that this thing could potentially not cross the finish line, and you know for sure that your trust fall is Lone Tree.
So no matter what,
waiting behind you to catch you. Yes. And so you go about it saying, hey, you guys want it in Denver? You got it. I'm going to buy the land. But $150 million to someone worth $80 billion, when you know it's not like the land goes away if you don't build there.
You can sell it. You can build something else on that land.
Dude, what if they want to do condos? You know, food and beverage, like all this stuff. Denver is a big city, a thriving city. Like, you can take that land that is currently vacant and make millions and millions and millions on it anyway. It doesn't have to be a stadium. You don't have to shoehorn yourself into one scenario. So I just figured I'd share that there does exist a scenario where this was all foreseen.
He's like, hey, let's give the people what they want, knowing in the back of his head, Greg Penner that is, that it wasn't going to happen because of everything that's going on right now.
Yes.
All the obstacles that Greg Penner and Kerry Penner have to go through in order to get this stadium built.
Yes. And so if you have someone like Mike Kliss over a year ago describing how thorny of a situation it would be if they go down the Burnham Yard route, it's fair to speculate that a very, very, very smart man game theoried this out, realized that it potentially couldn't work. We'll have a backup plan for that land if it doesn't work. We have a backup plan in Lone Tree if it doesn't work. And I'll be able to look you straight in the face and say, damn it, I tried.
And now city council, everybody's mad at them. Mayor, they're mad at him. And he's sitting here saying, I did my part. I tried to do it for the state. I tried to do it for the city. I wanted to be in Denver, the heart of Denver. And yet everybody made it so hard that I had to leave. I mean, it doesn't sound crazy at all.
I don't think it's crazy. Now, I'm not saying this is what's happening, but it doesn't sound crazy.
It's going to get done no matter what, whether it's in Denver, Lone Tree. At some point, we are going to have a stadium built. We are going to have a district. But I want it in Denver, so they have to find a way to get this going, Z.
I know you want it in Denver.
Yeah.
And so many other people want it in Denver. I got it. I just want it big. I want it grand. And I want it now. What do you say from Wally or Willy Wonka? I want it now.
Don't care how. I want it now.
There you go. So we'll see. We'll see how this all goes, and we'll be here to cover it. So fun show today. Just like I said, the past couple days, not every topic's fun, but we have fun through it and talking through it. And we really appreciate you guys being here with us for it. All right? Appreciate you, everyone who interacted with the show. And even if you didn't, you just hung out and listened, man, we appreciate you so much. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Next up, North Glen. June 12th from 2 to 6 at the Glen Bar and Grill.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hey guys, did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? They have low energy, low sex drive, low motivation, and barely recognize themselves. But 100% of them can get it all back and feel like themselves again at Low T Center. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic, changing lives since 2009. Their expert providers work to tailor TRT plans to every man to get his levels back to where they need to be. They can help you get your energy, your focus, and sex drive back. They can even work with most major insurance providers. So head over to FixMyLowT.com and book your free testosterone test. FixMyLowT.com.
Don't miss out on the biggest savings of the year at Cresco Restaurant Equipment's 4-day expo sale, June 10th through 13th in Aurora. Huge discounts on their entire inventory of restaurant equipment and supplies. Factory reps on hand and giveaways. Search Cresco Denver Expo for details.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected online from threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions applies, requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required, speeds vary, use of fiber, coaxial cable.
There's nothing between a motorcyclist and the road, and when a careless driver causes a motorcycle crash, the results can be catastrophic. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm,